63 degrees Sunday afternoon just outside our nation's capital as we get set for the Cowboys and the Redskins. Mike Shanahan mired on a 5-game losing streak for the first time in his head coaching career.
And I was really impressed with Jason Garrett's approach to this. And one of the things that we talked about was, well, you guys really looked good last Sunday. He's like, hey, this is a day-to-day business, and what happened last Sunday has no impact on what's going to happen today. He's got the right frame of mind, and if he can use that momentum, because he says, listen, I'm not saying that we can't build momentum from last week. We can do that, but we've got to approach this from a day-to-day perspective.
Cowboys have won the toss. Graham Gano will kick off to a Kwasi Owusu Ansah. Back deep for the Cowboys. Kickoff sails through the end zone and out of bounds. So Tony Romo and the 5-4 Cowboys will start from their own 20-yard line, coming off a 44-point effort against Buffalo, a 44-7 victory over the Bills. Romo set a franchise record with a completion percentage of 88.5.
Jason Witten said he's never seen Tony Romo play better than he did last week against the Bills.
Romo throws on first down, and the pass is caught by the rookie out of Oklahoma, DeMarco Murray, who has put together 4 outstanding weeks in the absence of Felix Jones, who is in uniform today.
And one of the day-to-day things that you talk about, Tony Fiumetta is out as fullback, so they'll make some adjustments with Martellus Bennett and John Phillips playing that position. This group up front, 4 consecutive games, they've had that same group. They're really starting to hit their stride. One of the reasons DeMarco Murray has been on a roll the last month.
3 tight ends set for the Cowboys. Third down, the second down and 1. And here's Murray, tries to bounce to the outside. And he is forced back by Perry Riley, making his second start for the Redskins.
Make no mistake about it, the Washington Redskins defense has held their end of the bargain this season. They're very tough against the run. One of the areas that they've maybe struggled a little bit are the big runs. Some of the gap fits, some of the missed tackles that they've had. They're going to have to be on point this afternoon. Dijon Gomes gets the start at safety.
A lot of speed on that defense, and they run to the ball.
The toss to Murray on third down and 1, and Murray picks up the first down out to the 33-yard line. A gain of 3. D'Angelo Hall made the tackle.
DeMarco Murray has sneaky straight line speed. And that's what this rivalry is all about. They're going to be talking, they're going to be jawing all day long. No love lost between these two franchises, but you can see the last 4 games for DeMarco Murray. That's the best in franchise history for the Cowboys, and there's some awfully good running backs that have come before DeMarco Murray.
He blocked for one of them. Romo swings it out to Murray, and Murray picks up another Cowboys first down out to the 46-yard line. So Murray gains 13.
Well, you heard Tony Romo in the interview with Troy Aikman say, listen, I'm not going to force things. I'm going to let the guys around me help me out. Just check it down to DeMarco Murray out in the flat. He is physical. I have seen him do this several times over the last month on film, where it looks like it's not going to be a big gain, and all of a sudden he lowers that shoulder, spins out of a tackle, and it's a first down.
Felix Jones replaces Murray in the backfield. He's missed the last 4 games with an ankle injury. Jones takes the handoff from Romo up the middle with a push into Redskins territory.
We're singing the praises of DeMarco Murray, but defensive coordinator Jim Haslett, his biggest concern was the changeup with Felix Jones. He said his start and stop, his feet. He's the explosive runner. He's the home run hitter in this running game.
Jones gains 6 on first down, now second and 4. The toss to Felix Jones, and he picks up another Cowboys first down to the Redskins 38 as Jones gains 9.
I'll tell you what, when you get them 2 tight ends to the left side here, Martellus Bennett and Jason Witten, that's like having 2 more offensive linemen. You did a nice job of coming off. Great hole. Some big guys in there, Darryl.
Yeah, and they're using it to their advantage right there, Goose. You see, they started off 4 running plays, only 2 passing plays. It's been the MO over the last month.
Murray back in, 1st and 10 from the Washington 38. Opening drive of the game for the Cowboys, and Murray gains 4 down to the 34-yard line. London Fletcher, Perry Riley in on the tackle.
It's going to be critical for those linebackers to have a big day this afternoon. I think that's one of the areas that Dallas wants to attack. They're going to make them run sideline to sideline, defending the run, and then watch later in this quarter, early in the second quarter, trying to get Jason Witten vertical down the field in a one-on-one matchup.
Play clock at 2. Second down and 7. Inside handoff. Murray spins away from one tackle, and he's wrapped up by the rookie Deshaun Gomes out of Nebraska, 5th-round pick, making his first NFL start.
Just one of those plays that didn't really look in sync from the beginning. As you pointed out, Kenny, down late in the play clock. Snap high right, coming on over on the handoff. You've got Barry Cofield right in the hole.
Cofield does a nice job with a little club coming through. There was no flare from the run.
There's that crowd we talked about. This is a big stop for this Redskin defense. Keep them involved in this game.
Third down and 7. Romo throws, and the pass incomplete. Intended for LaRon Robinson. Josh Wilson on the coverage.
LaRon Robinson, another one of the guys who's come in and starting to have a big role for the Dallas Cowboys. The positioning by Josh Wilson forces that ball outside. When LaRon Robinson gets to the top of the route, feels that inside leverage, he's got to understand that the only place Tony Romo can throw that is to the outside and work in that direction.
So the Cowboys elect to punt, play the field position game instead of attempting a 52-yard field goal. And Matt McBride puts a little too much on it, bounces into the end zone for a touchback. So Rex Grossman leads the Redskins offense out early, first quarter.
On Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Redskins on offense for the first time. Rex Grossman started the first 5 games this season, went 3-2. John Beck started the next 3, lost the ball, and then Grossman back in as the starter last week in Miami.
But you know what? I think the guys on the offense have a little bit more confidence in Rex Grossman. So in my opinion, he should have been the starter all along. Yeah, he threw 4 picks against Philadelphia, but those are the types of games that Rex Grossman can have. But he can also light you up. So it's a big risk reward with him as the starter.
The end around to Anthony Armstrong on first down. And the Dallas native who grew up right around the corner from the Cowboys practice facility gains 5 out to the 25-yard line.
And that's what Dallas has to be prepared for. This is a team that's in the middle of a frustrating season. They've lost 5 in a row. Anything is possible, and you're going to start games with reverses. Be ready for all the different gadget plays, but they've got to be able to run the ball effectively. These guys up front, you heard Tony talk about it. This is where the defense is going to attack. They've got to hold up and get some positive plays.
Second down and 5, another end around. This is Dante Stallworth, who's cut by the Redskins a week and a half ago, re-signed this past Tuesday. It did not fool the Cowboys, a loss of 1.
Well, this just gives no confidence to your offense when you come out with these gadget plays, Darryl.
I know,
These
but they've got to. And that's what this group has got to be prepared for, Tony. They've got to be ready for everything. They can't buy into the hype that, hey, this Redskins team, they've got a lot of injuries. You know, they're going to struggle this afternoon. Rex Grossman, if he has time, he is capable of making big plays. You've got to be on guard. Play this the way you play the Redskins every time you face them.
So after 2 consecutive handoffs to wide receivers, Grossman looking downfield on 3rd and 6. The catch is made by Fred Davis, and the ball was stripped as he tried to extend for a first down, and it's recovered by Gerald Sensabaugh of the Cowboys.
When you're in the middle of a season that's like this for the Washington Redskins, you're struggling, you're trying to make things happen. And Fred Davis has been their go-to guy. Look how far off his body that ball is. He still doesn't have it brought in. There's no reason for him to have that ball extended right now. Force yourself to get that pulled back and get it tucked in. I know you're trying to make the first down. But that is the worst case scenario. Understand the situation in the game. It's early. You can't afford to come out and play poorly. Mike Shanahan throwing the challenge flag. See if Fred Davis's knee was down before that ball came out.
Washington is challenging the ruling on the field. The receiver's knee was not down.
I tell you, I think it's simultaneous. I don't think there's enough to change it. I think it's gonna stay the way they called it on the field.
It will either be Cowboys football or 4th and 1 for the Redskins.
Game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Redskins challenge the last play. The Fred Davis fumble, ruled a fumble on the field. Here's Ed
The
Hockley.
ruling on the field stands as called. First down.
We bring in Mike Pereira, our NFL rules analyst. Mike, what did you see?
Now, I love the fact that they stay with the ruling that's called on the field, because watch the ball move, and when it hits the knee of the defender right here, the ball moves just as the knee touches the ground. That's too close to overturn, and like Ed said, stands. I mean, either way they ruled it would have stood.
Thanks, Mike. 1st and 10 Cowboys from the 24-yard line. Pass intended for Robinson. Josh Wilson on the coverage. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Ron Robinson having a tough time at the start of this game. This one he's going to stumble at the top of the route. Little double move in out, gets caught up in the feet of Josh Wilson. That's a nice effort of getting that hand back. Just that little deflection right there keeps Josh Wilson away from the opportunity, but pretty easy interception.
That was like a triple move there, Darren.
2nd and 10. Cowboys looking to capitalize following the Redskins' 4th turnover on their opening drive of a game this year. And Murray gains a couple down to the Washington 22.
John Phillips is going to be in there as the fullback from time to time, number 89. He'll play some tight end. He'll play fullback. And it's different. I mean, Tony Fiumetta was starting to develop a good feel. He's inactive today. And you look at the size of John Phillips. He's a big guy. It makes it hard on him with the leverage of blocking.
3 wide receiver set. 4th down and 8. Cowboys must get to the 14 for a first down. Romo throws, and the catch is made by Dez Bryant for a Cowboys touchdown.
That is the problem that this offense poses to defenses right now. With the emergence of DeMarco Murray in the run game, and now with Felix Jones being back, you've got to account for that. And then all of a sudden, here comes Dez Bryant, Jason Witten, Ron Robinson down the field. And there are a lot of weapons that you have to account for when you play the Dallas Cowboys.
And that offensive line did a great job of giving Tony Romo plenty of time, sit back there, look downfield, find his receiver, Dez Bryant, and make a really good throw in that corner of the end zone.
Now keep in mind, all scoring plays are reviewed upstairs. And the question is, did Dez Bryant cross the plane? It was ruled touchdown on the field.
Well, he gets both feet down. Looks like he goes inside the pylon. There's 2 feet down. Does the ball get inside the pylon? Sure looks like it.
He turns his body right here. The ball is inside his body, and his hips are inside the pylon, so that ball had to have crossed.
Yeah, control. There's the control through the process. Goes to the ground, maintains possession. Should be an easy call for Ed Hockley.
Dez Bryant scored the Cowboys' first touchdown last week against Buffalo. Dallas scored touchdowns on their first 4 possessions last Sunday for the first time in franchise history.
It was impressive to watch. I mean, they absolutely controlled the line of scrimmage in that game against Buffalo, and Buffalo's a pretty good defense.
The ruling on the field stands as called. Touchdown.
6th touchdown reception of the season for Dez Bryant. So the Cowboys capitalize after the Redskins turn the ball over. The fumble by Fred Davis, Washington's leading receiver. caused by the knee of safety Gerald Sensabaugh. Here's Dan Bailey, who kicked 6 field goals in the Cowboys' 18-16 win over the Redskins in September. Cowboys did not score a touchdown in that game. They lead this one 7-0 midway through quarter number 1.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Toyota. By Pizza Hut's new Big Dinner Box. Get all your favorites in one epic box. And by Bank of America.
Welcome back. Cowboys lead the Redskins 7-0. Short field set up by the Washington turnover. Low line drive kickoff. Brandon Banks out to the 25.
You're outnumbered right now, Jesse. Just get over to the side.
4-1.
Jay Ratliff getting with him right there, telling him to be smart. Don't give them 15 free yards. We talked about a quick start for Washington. They do the opposite. Come out and have a turnover on their first possession. Look what happens to a team when you're -2. Look at -3. Nobody has won a game this season when they've been -3 or worse in the turnover ratio. One of the big reasons that Mike Shanahan made the switch from Rex Grossman to John Beck. Too many turnovers, too hard to win football games.
Hand off to Ryan Terrain on first down. And Terrain gains 5. Redskins now lead the league in turnovers. They've committed 22.
It is one of the stats that holds true more than any other one in the game of football. And if you lose that turnover battle, it's very difficult. There's John Beck, the quarterback who took over for 3 weeks. The situation with John, he wasn't stretching the field. Kyle Shanahan had plays called for him to get down the field as the offensive coordinator, but John Beck was continuing to check it down. Now they feel that the experience that Rex Grossman has in this system outweighs the mobility that John Beck has playing the quarterback position.
Second down and 5 off the play fake to Terrain. Catch is made by Gaffney, and there is a flag. Jabbar Gaffney takes it out to the 46-yard line, a gain of 16.
The pass was incomplete. Before the pass was thrown, holding defense number 32. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So Gaffney did not have possession, and the guilty Cowboy is Orlando Scandrick.
He just holds on after the 5-yard. He grabs the shirt. The officials are going to see that. Well, Gaffney never had control of that ball. You know, watching that offensive line, Darryl, they're doing a lot of things up front to try and get Rex a little bit of time. They're going to get comfortable in the backfield. Zone blocking up front. Play action. Another play action.
Grossman to the outside, pass intended for the fullback, Darrell Young, the veteran Keith Brooking on the coverage.
Well, one of the things that Rex Grossman told us, and the reason why it's critical for this run game to get on track early, is he really likes the passing game and the play action component of this offense. The drop back pass when you get stuck in the third downs and you go to different formations, he doesn't like that as much as he likes to play action. That's where the better route combinations are. That's where our big plays are going to come. But to be able to do that, to be able to make Dallas, susceptible to a play action pass, you've got to make them worry about the run.
2 tight ends in for the Redskins, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Terrain. Grossman hits Terrain out of the backfield, but Sean Lee, who's had a terrific season for the Cowboys, the second-year linebacker out of Penn State. Lee makes the tackle, gain of just 1.
And that's, he does a really good job with only one hand. Look at that club he has on his left hand. That is hard to play with, especially at linebacker, because you need to use your hands, grab a guy, for those open field tackles. That was a nice short tackle with one arm.
Just grabbing the guy in the open field tackles, right, Tony? You don't grab him at any other time.
Oh, you might not have. I did.
Once or twice, Goose?
3 times.
Third down and 9. Roy Halou in for Terrain. Grossman's pass off the hands of Gaffney.
Rex Grossman, very complimentary of the Dallas Cowboys' third down defense. He said one of the best he's seen all year. He talked about the routes had to be precise and the ball had to be thrown accurately. And you see right here, he's exactly right. A good route by Jabbar Gaffney, just a little bit off. You've got to make plays like that. When you're a struggling offense, somebody has to step up and make a tough play.
Sav Rocca celebrating his 38th birthday today, punting for the first time. Fair catch called for back at the 22 by Owusu Ansah. Cowboys offense back out. Dallas leads 7-0. A breather for Jay Ratliff and the Cowboys defense. With the Dallas offense back on the field, they start from their own 21. Murray in the backfield. Throw on first down, the handoff to Murray. And he gains 5 out to the 26. Well, this December, two of the most storied conferences in college football culminate their seasons with epic championship games for the first time in their history, and Fox Sports will bring them to you on back-to-back nights. The Pac-12 championship game Friday, December 2nd. The Big Ten championship game Saturday, December 3rd. Both games only on Fox. Second down and 5. Toss to Murray with Phillips leading the way. Gain of 3. Time for a game break with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Well, the Green Bay Packers have scored first, but not the guy you expected. B.J. Raji in at fullback. They give it to him. He scores a 1-yard touchdown. Packers on top of the Bucs, 7-0. Kenny Moose and Goose, as if that Packer offense needs another weapon.
Exactly,
that's a big weapon, I'll tell you.
That's just not fair.
Raji, man, that's a big man. You give him a 3 or 4 yard head start, it'd be hard to stop that guy, Darryl.
I know you like seeing that, Goose. Third down and 2, split backs, Witten in the slot. Romo's pass is short, intended for Robinson.
Yeah, sometimes you're just out of sync, quarterback, wide receiver, you know. This week, you heard people talk, well, why is Laurent Robinson having such a good year? Well, he runs quarterback-friendly routes. We haven't had one of those yet today. You know, some pressure around there, but I don't know if that comes off Tony's hand and it doesn't get there, or it was a miscommunication.
Looked like it was a tip ball, but no one touched it.
Robinson starting once again for the injured Miles Austin, missing his second consecutive game. Terrific kick by McBriar, taken at the 18 by Banks. Penalty marker as Brandon Banks takes it up the sideline, out to midfield, but there is a flag back at the 21-yard line. 53-yard kick and a 26-yard return by Banks.
But this could be just a back-breaking penalty, Kenny.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the receiving team number 18. That's a 10-yard penalty, and it will be enforced from the spot of the foul. Washington keeps the ball, first down.
That is the tough part about that penalty. It's from the spot of the foul, not from the end of the run. When you're in the middle of one of those seasons, it seems like every call goes against you. There's Terrence Austin, number 18. That's who the penalty's on. A little touchy, in my opinion, but you know, you've got to find a way to create your own luck, and right now the only thing the Redskins are creating is bad luck.
Redskins lose 26 yards due to the penalty. They scored only 1 touchdown their last 37 possessions, including their first 2 drives today. From the 18-yard line, hand off to Ryan Terrain. Takes it out to the 21 for a gain of 3. Sean Lismore made the tackle.
This Redskin offense has gotten off to a decent start. The things that they're doing, they're hurting themselves right now. Somebody needs to step up and make a play. Kyle Shanahan needs one of those guys on the outside. Jabbar Gaffney, you know, Anthony Armstrong. Somebody has to make a play for Rex Grossman. They are getting the ball down the field. They're running the ball effectively, so they're off to a good start. We'll see if they can push this forward.
Second down and 7. Grossman looking to set up the screen for Ryan Terrain, who's unable to make the catch.
He just lofted it up there a little bit too long. When that ball arcs like that, you give a lot of time to those linebackers and defensive linemen to see what's happening and let them retrace to the ball. See how it's up way too high.
Yeah, he needs to wait a little bit because Ryan Terrain is going to loop to the outside. One of the things that the running back will do on the screen, he's going to release up into the middle of all those offensive and defensive linemen. Then he's going to look for a clear line of sight to your quarterback. If he doesn't get it in the middle, he's going to slide out to that left side. Rex just needed to wait one more tick.
3rd down and 7, 3 wide receivers. Grossman out of the shotgun. Grossman to the outside. Pass intended for Jabbar Gaffney, so the Redskins go 3 and out.
There's another opportunity. That one's on Rex. He's got Jabbar Gaffney now. He runs a good route. He's wide open on the outside. No pressure in his face this time. Plenty of time to deliver a good pass, and he just misses it.
Grossman starts the game just 2 for 6. Broncos' second punt today, taken out to 28 by Owusu Ansah. And the return out to the 37. Perry Riley, the tackle on special teams. Good field position for Tony Romo and the Cowboys.
Go back and take a look at that last throw by Tony Romo, and it's Ryan Kerrigan against DeMarco Murray. He's got to take advantage of those one-on-ones with a running back. You can see right there, he drives him back, impacts the throw of Tony Romo. Unlucky that no Washington Redskins there to make an easy interception.
We thought something was wrong. Tony Romo doesn't throw balls like that very often.
Romo and the Cowboys start from their own 36, leading the Redskins 7-0. Off the fake to Murray. Romo complete to Des Bryant. In Redskins territory, no problems on that pass, and Romo to Bryant gains 20 yards.
Well, we've been talking a lot about this running game and what DeMarco Murray's done, but let's not forget about the guy who orchestrates this offense. Look at these numbers in the month of November. And that is very, very impressive for Tony Romo.
It's never November that really, was the problem. It's December now.
And January.
Just 7 and 10. Once the calendar turns to December. Murray lined up.
You saw how impressive Tony Romo was last week against the Buffalo Bills, and he's back. Last week was the first week. He doesn't have a flak jacket on because of that rib injury. He didn't have to take a pain shot before the game. He feels like he can make every throw now at this stage of the season.
On 2nd and 10, Murray met by D'Angelo Hall for a loss of 2 as we head to Los Angeles. Kurt Menefee.
Talk about threading a needle. Carolina's Cam Newton between defenders zips it in. Steve Smith catches it for the touchdown. Carolina leads 10-0. Matthew Stafford already thrown 2 picks, and they're in the first quarter. Gonna move some boots.
Oh boy, the wheels are coming off that Lion game. Goose.
Turnovers, you talked about it earlier. It's not how you start, it's how you finish in this league.
Romo on 3rd down and 12, firing downfield for LaRon Robinson, just out of his reach.
Tony Romo upset. He knew he had LaRon wide open. That ball just drifted on him a little bit. Now, you do have some breeze down here on the field going from the Dallas sideline to the Washington sideline, but I don't think it affected that throw that much.
Well, I don't know what Josh Wilson was looking at. I guess he expected him to just run a hitch route, and all of a sudden, LaRon Robinson runs right past him. Eyes on the quarterback, not anticipating that deep route.
That's the 4th pass we've seen intended for Robinson. No completions. Romo 5 for 5 to everybody else. Fair catch at the 11-yard line by Brandon Banks. Well, Thursday's been part of your Thanksgiving with Fox as Aaron Rodgers leads the undefeated Packers into Detroit. Take on the 6-3 Lions. Coverage begins at 11:30 with the pregame show live from Detroit. And then the Packers and the Lions at a Thanksgiving Day Fox NFL special.
Right now, it looks like Detroit might be looking ahead to Thursday right now. They better finish business with Carolina this afternoon first.
Cowboys will be in action Thursday as well. Former Cowboy Tashard Choice in the backfield for the Redskins. Takes the handoff from Grossman. And Choice out across the 20 to the 21. A gain of 9. He spent the last 3 full seasons with the Cowboys. Released by Dallas 3 days before Halloween. Scooped up by the Washington Redskins.
He's got something to prove to his old team, Tashard Choice. I love how he just keeps running, protects the ball. Little spin there, but he's lowering his shoulders, trying to run people over. It's like Newman
not trying.
Was not expecting it.
Tashard Choice not only facing his former team, but it's his birthday today. Choice turning 27. This Choice again. This time nothing. As time winds down in this first quarter, Tony Romo hitting Des Bryant, 22-yard touchdown pass. 3 plays after a Redskin turnover. So Jason Garrett's Cowboys will take a 7-0 lead into the second quarter. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages from your local Fox station. As you know, Darryl, Cowboy fans travel well.
They do. But I am surprised how many are here today. They travel well, but this is Redskin country. You usually don't see the crowd as split as they are this afternoon.
Well, half the crowd jumped up on the score, so I was surprised too.
3rd down and 2 for the Redskins. Halou in the backfield. Grossman hit from behind, loses the football, and then falls on it following the hit. The sack, 3rd of the season by Jason Hatcher, forcing another Redskins punt.
We talked about the weapons they bring on the offensive side. Well, same thing defensively. Jay Ratliff inside, DeMarcus Ware, Anthony Spencer, and then, oh, hey, don't forget, here comes Jason Hatcher around the outside. And a good feel. Get around the quarterback, see that that ball's extended. Don't just go for the sack. Try and create that turnover.
Baka's 3rd punt, taken at the 45 by Owusu Ansah. He's across midfield. A flag is thrown at the end of the run after he is forced out of bounds at the Washington 42.
During the return, holding by the receiving team number 42. That's a 10-yard penalty that will be enforced from the dead ball spot. Dallas keeps the ball. 1st down.
Larry Church.
Right now, the Dallas Cowboys need to start taking advantage of some of the situations. You look at the stats right here, obviously all in Dallas's favor after that first quarter, but they've only got 7 points to show for it. So they've got to start cashing in on their opportunities. Rex Grossman and his guys on the other side of the ball, right now you haven't played that well, but you're only down 7. See if this defense can hold one more time for the Redskins.
Murray the lone back. Cowboys start from their own 48. Romo swings it out to Murray. There's the stiff arm we heard about to the face mask of London Fletcher, and he's in the face of DeMarco Murray.
I'll tell you what, London Fletcher, 14 years in the league. He runs from sideline to sideline. Here's the stiff arm. Darryl, you like that stiff arm, don't you?
I want to know who's teaching all the running backs at Oklahoma how to use that as a weapon. We've seen it with Adrian Peterson. Now we see it with DeMarco Murray. And it's one of the things that everybody talks about on Washington's defense. He's got straight line speed, and oh yeah, we got to watch out for that stiff arm. One of the best in the NFL.
Murray lost a couple of yards. Now Romo off the play fake, fires downfield. Des Bryant, the intended receiver, no flags. Josh Wilson and Shimago Tagwe on the coverage.
Des Bryant slow to get up, still sitting down at the 10-yard line. That one thrown into the middle of the field. Almost an opportunity for a turnover. Again, Dallas just a little out of sync, not taking advantage of the field position being created.
Bryant to the sidelines, replaced by Jesse Holley. Play clock winding down. 3rd down and 12. Here comes Brian Orakpo. Romo complete. That's Holley. who entered the game for the injured Des Bryant. And Jesse Holley, his 5th reception of the season, gained 17 and a Dallas first down.
The Dallas offensive line is giving Tony Romo some good protection. Doug Free working on Brian Arakpo, gets him pushed up, gives Tony Romo a clear line of sight. Little inside release, fake inside move. That's a nice route by Jesse Holley.
Michael Irvin would be proud. Jesse Holley, former contestant on Michael's reality show a couple of years ago. Won a spot on the Cowboys practice squad. Penalty markers prior to the snap.
False start offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, was first down.
Left guard Montre Holland.
That wasn't even a good attempt at an offside down. Montre just like sort of like moseys forward a little bit instead of firing off the ball like it's real. Let's see him right here like, oh. I mean, I'm really surprised he wasn't going and firing off. Usually that's what you see. But, see what he does on this play.
Nice sound effects, Paul. First and 15 following the penalty. Murray wrapped up by Fletcher. Short gain as we check in on the Packers and the Buccaneers with Kurt.
Here goes Green Bay again. This time it's Aaron Rodgers with his 29th touchdown pass of the year. This one to Tom Crabtree. Crabtree never scored in the NFL before. So they've got 2 touchdowns. They've been scored by 2 guys who've never been in the end zone in their NFL careers. P.J. Rodgers and Tom Crabtree. Nice day, Kenny.
And they just make it look so easy, don't they, Darryl?
Yeah, how about Mike McCarthy, though, designing plays for guys that have never scored touchdowns before? That's awesome. That keeps everybody excited, everybody engaged in the game plan.
It really aggravates a lot of defensive coordinators, I'll tell you.
Romo with loads of time on 2nd and 13. Robinson slipped. He was looking for a flag. There it is.
Pass interference defense, number 26. It was an arm grab. The ball was placed at the spot of the foul. It's a first down.
It's the Josh Wilson, who the call is on. Little outside route there as he comes to move inside. He does grab the arm a little bit. I've seen worse in the NFL. No, we've seen a couple of calls that have been pretty touchy against the Redskins, and it's just one of those seasons. That's what happens when you're struggling. Nothing goes your way.
From the 26, the toss to Murray. And Fletcher once again in on the tackle. Murray gains a yard down to the 25.
Jim Haslett knows that it's going to be a tough day at the office for his group, and you can't have calls going against you, and they've had a few so far. But this is a fun group to watch. He's got his guys playing well.
Fisher's got to let these guys compete, though. Something little like that. Flag should not be.
2nd down and 9. Tight ends for the Cowboys. Romo steps up on 2nd down, and then down he goes. Back at the 30-yard line. Chris Neal, number 95, the rookie 7th-round pick out of West Virginia, with the sack of Tony Romo.
This is a good job at just collapsing this whole pocket. They just push it all the way back. Adam Carricker forces him up, and you've got 2 guys that have held your spot. Chris Neal, the guy there to clean everything up.
Nice bull rush by Neal. Just keep going, pushing the pocket. That's why Tony can't look downfield and then just come off right at the end. Gets a beautiful sack. Nothing pretty, but gets the job done.
With help from Adam Carricker. They share the sack. 3rd down and 13. Romo to the outside. Robinson the catch, but Wilson right there to wrap him up. About 2 yards shy of the marker. So the Cowboys will send out the field goal unit.
You know, watching that Redskins defense, you know, they bring 7, 8 guys on the blitz, but the blitz just came really slow. They were not ready for that one.
So here's the rookie Dan Bailey out of Oklahoma State. He has made his last 22 attempts from the right hash. Romo places it down. Bailey's kick from 37 yards out is straight through, so his streak is now at 23. Cowboys lead the Redskins by 10.
Today's game is sponsored by the Miller Lite Home Draft. Taste greatness. By the Droid Razor, thin is no longer frail, only at Verizon. And by the 2012 Jeep Wrangler Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Edition, rated M for mature.
Dallas Cowboys extend their lead, an 8-play, 33-yard drive. Now lead the Redskins 10-0.
That could be a win on that possession. Dallas, again, in good field position. The defense holds them to a field goal.
Redskins will start from their own 20. Look at the Redskins' first 4 possessions today. The fumble by Fred Davis on their opening drive, and then 3 punts. Redskins' only first down today has come by a penalty.
You've got to help each other out as a football team. Right now, the defense is holding up their end of the bargain again. This offense has got to help them out.
Off the play fake to Choice, a penalty marker is thrown. The catch is made by Davis. And Fred Davis gains 19 out to the 39, but looks like it's coming back.
It looks like a holding call by that offensive line. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Holding by the offense, number 74. That's a 10-yard penalty, of course, from the previous spot. Or repeat first down.
They did this last week, Tony, in Miami. They had opportunities when the defense created turnovers, and either the next play or the second play after the turnover, they had a penalty. And it puts them in a tough spot. And here you finally get a positive play with Fred Davis on the outside, and it's coming back. Just some really, really critical penalties on the Washington Redskins so far.
I don't know. I didn't see much of a hold on that one.
It was called on the left guard, Tyler Columbus, making his first start as a Redskin. Redskins have had the ball for under 6 minutes. Now forced back to the 10-yard line. First down and 20. The screen to Tashard Choice. And he's down after a gain of just 1. Marcus Spears tackling his former teammate.
It's a good job by Marcus Spears, recognizing screen, getting off of his pass rush and getting out, following those offensive linemen in that screen element out to the outside.
Redskins now facing 2nd down and 19. There's Cowboys defensive coordinator Rob Ryan. Redskins empty the backfield. Choice split out wide to the right. Grossman to Gaffney. And Jabbar Gaffney is close to a Washington first down. He's about a half-yard shy out of the 29-yard line.
This is one of those situations. What Dallas does is they do a lot of formation recognition and then switch. Look at Terrence Newman comes out. He's going to lock on to Shard Choice as he went in motion. But then they drop the guy in the slot. There goes the blitz. They leave Jabbar Gaffney open in that slot area.
Biggest play of the day for the Redskins offense so far. Now Grossman on the sneak. Lost the football. And it's recovered by Barry Church. Still on his feet. And Church dives for the pylon. And he is signaled out of bounds inside the 1. One of the officials slipped. And then he rules Church down just shy of the goal line.
Let's see if this ball, how the ball comes out. Rex Grossman on the quarterback sneak. He said he was down. He came into Mike Shanahan coming to the sideline.
The ball was fumbled, recovered by the defense, and the defensive player then was out of bounds at the 1-foot line.
Jabbar Gaffney finished the play, make that tackle. Look at DeMarcus Ware. Watch him hustle down the field and get a block. Almost enough to get him in the end zone.
And you saw the line judge, Adrian Hill, lost his footing. Hill then was the official who made the call.
Rex Grossman immediately went to Mike Shanahan and said he was down. He's down right there. He's still got the ball.
He is. His knee hit down before the football was knocked loose. Remember, Mike Shanahan has already lost the challenge today.
Number 60
And he will challenge the last play. And he should win this one.
Then they're going to go back and take a look and see where Rex Grossman was when he fumbled the football, because if you fumble the football forward, it comes back to the spot where you fumbled. So does he have enough yardage for the first down? He's got possession There's your knee down. He still has the ball in possession. Now it squirts out. So that should be, he's down on the play. Now we got to figure out, you know, he fumbled that ball forward. It's going to come back to the spot.
Washington is challenging the ruling on the field, but the quarterback fumbled the ball before he was down by contact.
So Ed Hockley will take a look at it. We bring in Mike Pereira. Mike, Darrell and I think that Grossman's knee was down before the ball came out. What about you?
Well, who am I to disagree with you guys? I mean, absolutely. I think I agree totally. I think the left knee is down. But then now you're going to be looking at the fact of, you know, the first down too, because that's going to be reviewable. Did he make the line to gain? But I think you'll get that shot. See that left elbow down, to me, that's going to put him down. And I think when you actually freeze that shot, he still has control of the ball.
And then, Mike, it looked like he came up a little bit short because he can't, when the ball gets fumbled forward, it goes back to the spot. Well, regardless of the fumble, where he's down, he's going to be a little bit short of the first down. So that'll be the next thing that Ed Hockley looks at.
Yeah, he's got a couple of things to look at here, that's for sure. And you could just freeze it right when you see, it looks to see when you look at the chain at the top of the screen, you know, it's going to be, he's got to place it somewhere here. Because remember, they ruled on the field that it was a fumble, so there is no spot. So Ed has got to find a spot to put it at, because really he's got no place here. He's got no spot since it was ruled a fumble. He's got to invent the spot here, and so.
It was ruled a fumble on the field. If the call stands, it would be first and goal for Dallas on the 6-inch line. If the call on the field is overturned, then the question is, where will the ball be spotted? Will it be a Redskin first down or 4th and inches?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Kenny, they're not looking at the on whether or not it was. He's got him down by contact, because he would have been looking then down at the goal line to see if it was a touchdown. So they're going to put him down here. Now it's just a question of, is it or is it not a first down? At least that's my feeling.
The quarterback's left knee touched the ground before the ball came loose. Therefore, Washington retained possession of the ball. The quarterback was down by contact. The ball was 1 foot short of the 30-yard line. Therefore, it's 4th down, a foot short of the 30. There are no timeouts charged.
Keep in mind, that was Mike Shanahan's second challenge. He did not win his first, so Washington is now out of challenges for the remainder of this game. Redskins will send out the punting unit. As you heard from Ed Hockley, it is 4th and about a foot short, so Rocca out to punt. Rocca punting from his own 20-yard line. What a kick. He's had a terrific season. Taken all the way back at the 8 by Owusu Ansah. Finally makes the turn upfield, and it's Rocca who comes over to knock across Owusu Ansah out of bounds. A 64-yard punt. That's a season long for Rocca, and there is a flag at the end of the run.
Rocca's not a small guy right there, throwing himself in. It looked like he got a little hurt on that tackle.
By the receiving team, number 34. Because that foul was during the punt, it will be enforced from where the punt was caught by the punt returner. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Well, the officials will walk it off. Watch number 6, the punter. Here he comes, Sav Rocca.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Visa. More fans go with Visa.
How big was that challenge by Mike Shanahan? There's Jay Ratliff heading into the Cowboys locker room. A 94-yard swing for the Cowboys. Instead of first and goal from inside the Redskins 1, Dallas starts from their own 5-yard line. Romo on first down, complete to the tight end, Martellus Bennett. Bennett out of bounds at the 9. Gain of 4.
And waiting for Martellus Bennett to have the light go on. He is a freakish athlete, and it hasn't transferred into this offense. And we see Jermichael Finley in Green Bay. We see Jimmy Graham in New Orleans. Martellus Bennett has that type of athletic ability, but it just hasn't materialized yet for the Cowboys.
Only his 7th catch this season. 4th year out of Texas A&M. 2nd down and 6. Murray in the backfield. Quick out. It's headed for Des Bryant. Time for another game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, the Carolina Panthers are actually on a roll in Detroit. Look at Cam Newton. This sets the rookie quarterback record for rushing touchdowns in a season since the merger, his 8th, breaking the tie he had with Vince Young. More importantly, they're up 24-7 in the second quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Thanks, Kurt. Carolina looking to end an 11-game road losing streak. Leading the Lions in Detroit by 17. Redskin fans on their feet. Cowboys facing a 3rd down and 6. And a timeout is taken by Tony Romo. Midway through the second quarter, 10-point lead for the Cowboys, 3rd and 6 when we come back. Cowboys lead the Redskins 10-0. 4th down and 6 for Dallas from their own 9-yard line. Romo incomplete on 3rd down. He was looking for the tight end, Jason Witten.
I tell you, that's a big snap right there. I mean, they have been out of sync the last couple of drives. I mean, that's a critical 3rd down snap right here, and you try and figure out where this ball is supposed to be going. I think D'Angelo Hall does a great job getting a jam on Kevin Ogletree. Knocks him off balance. Everything got mixed up to the offensive right side of the ball.
Matt McBriar back in his own end zone. Angled towards the sideline, and this will set up tremendous field position for the Washington Redskins.
They're still walking. Wow.
Ball will be spotted on the Dallas 31-yard line as we welcome you into the broadcast booth. Cowboys with a 10-0 lead. Redskins offense continues to struggle. Big opportunity here, but their defense once again playing well.
Their defense has given them the opportunity. Now they have to cash in here as an offense. They've got 33 yards of offense in the first half up until this point. We talked about them keeping it close, pushing this into the second half, deep into the second half. Here's an opportunity for a team that's been outplayed all afternoon to go in at halftime down 10-7, down 10-3, a one-possession game in the first half.
Following the 23-yard punt by McBriar, Joyce takes the handoff on 1st down and gains 3 to the Cowboys' 29.
I'd like to see him stick with the running game a little bit more.
Absolutely.
You know, they touched on it a little bit in the beginning of the game. They've mixed it up. They've given everybody opportunities, and it's been efficient when they've done it.
Second down and 7. It's Tashard Joyce again. Earl Sensabaugh makes the tackle. You know, Tashard Joyce was fired up for this game.
When you get a chance to play against your old team, it adds a little bit of emotion to it, and that was defended very well by Dallas. They had all the gaps filled, just kept stringing that play out all the way to the sideline.
You know, they're not running that zone blocking up front that we're used to seeing with Mike Shanahan. The cutbacks aren't there. They're just going and trying to hit the edge and try to get to the outside. I like that downhill run, smash mouth football right up the middle that I know Washington has been doing and have been successful with.
Grossman on 3rd and 7, fires downfield, and a diving catch is made by David Anderson at the Cowboys' 7-yard line, a 22-yard pass play.
That's what happens. Eventually you're going to give a play. David Anderson on the wheel route. He sells Orlando Scandrick on the out. What a well-thrown ball by Rex Grossman with pressure in his face.
biggest play of the day for the Redskins on offense. It is the first down they have picked up on offense. First and goal from the Cowboys 6. Roy Halou takes it down to the 2-yard line before he's tackled by Brady James.
And here's the guy that I think needs to get more snaps, Roy Halou. I understand about Ryan Terrain, and he's been in the system. He understands the zone blocking, the one cut and go. Tashard Choice, the emotion of playing against your previous team. But really, when I watch him on film, the guy that I think is the most athletic, the guy who gives you the best opportunity for big plays in the running game is Roy Halou.
He has that ability to cut back. That's what, in that zone block, and that is really important to be able to have the vision to look back side also.
Gerald sends the ball down in the end zone for the Cowboys.
Cowboys already without one starter in the secondary. Their right corner, Mike Jenkins, and now Sensabaugh shaken up.
You know, it's his own player coming, chasing that ball downfield. He's got his head down, and Anthony Spencer is chasing the play from behind. But he's reaching down for his foot.
So while we await the second and goal for the Redskins, let's talk about hidden yardage. Following the successful challenge by the Redskins, Rocca punts a 64-yarder. Cowboys unable to convert. McBriar's punt only 23 yards.
Well, the big thing is the penalty on that punt return.
That's right.
You know, actually, it was not a bad job by Akwazi Owusu-Ansah on that return. Gets it all the way, out to the right side, out to the 30-yard line. But because that penalty happened during the return from the spot of the catch, and he fielded that ball, on about the 6-yard line. So, again, it's penalties. They're critical in special teams, especially in the kicking game, the punting game. These penalties are devastating. You lose so many yardage with your returns.
Sends the ball to the sidelines. Second and goal. Tashard Choice in the backfield for the Redskins. There's Choice. Oh, and he is stopped by Jay Ratliff, who we saw leave the field moments ago, and his left knee checked out. Back on to make a big tackle of Tashard Choice.
I guess his knee's okay, Darryl.
Yeah.
He does a great job of shedding the block and then just being right there.
Shedding the block and then the tackle.
And that's a brick wall you do not want to run into.
He's a quick guy. If you're going to do that zone blocking, that combination stuff, we're trying to scoop and climb to the same level on Jay Ratliff, you better make sure you secure it before you leave the backside offensive lineman.
Empty backfield, third and goal from the 4, as Grossman will dive for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
It's a nice play call by Kyle Shanahan, because one of the reasons they made the switch from Rex Grossman to John Beck was the mobility of Rex Grossman. So nobody is expecting run in that situation. Catches Dallas off guard. Let's make sure he's in. Make sure that ball breaks the plane before he's down. Yep.
That's the one play as a defensive lineman you hate on the line of scrimmage. You have an empty backfield, you have to rush the passer, you have to take a side, and those offensive linemen are just looking and waiting for you to go and choose which side you're going to go, and they just ride you right up and leave lanes everywhere for the quarterback to run through.
Graham Gano adds the extra point for the Redskins, only their second touchdown over the last 3 games, plus the first half today. And the Redskins cut the Cowboys' lead to 3.
There's some big improvement from last week against the Miami Dolphins. The Washington Redskins put on a short field by their defense on 2 occasions and had to kick field goals. This time the big pass play to David Anderson, and then here just a nice play call by Kyle Shanahan. You've got Jay Ratliff dropping out on a zone pressure, so he's going backwards, makes that block a lot easier.
Rex Grossman's first rushing touchdown since November of 2008. While still a member of the Chicago Bears. Redskins given a short field following the 23-yard punt by McBriar.
We had an opportunity to talk to Joe DeCamillis before the game, and he said one of the things right away in the conversation, Matt McBriar has done such a good job for us this season, turning over field position. When the offense has struggled a little bit, he's been kicking the ball so well and changing field position for us for the defense to go out, and just one of those punts where it goes off the side of the foot.
With just under 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter, Cowboys lead is now 10-7. Zuanza takes it out from 5 yards deep. And he's tackled shy of the 20-yard line by Rocky McIntosh. Well, coming up after our football coverage, Fox Sports is proud to bring you exciting coverage of the Barclays Premier League with the first meeting of the year between two rivals. Chelsea takes on Liverpool. Coverage begins after football in high definition right here on Fox. Two Australian punters.
One having a good day, one not having such a good day.
One celebrating a birthday, having a good day. Penalty flags prior to the first down snap.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, offense number 80. 5-yard penalty.
It's like everything goes the other way. Even now the play calls and everything's happening. You've had momentum the entire first half. And that last transaction of plays, Washington, closing it to 10-7. Dallas has got to have something positive come out of this drive because the momentum has completely swung to the Redskins.
What was that?
It's the angry rabbit defense.
Man, rabbit with fangs like that?
Let's see if it works. Romo on first down and 15. Pass is caught out at the 22-yard line by Laurent Robinson. Josh Wilson made the tackle.
Finally getting on the same page, Laurent Robinson and Tony Romo.
I've never, I'm a defensive guy. I've never seen that right there. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to ask at halftime.
That's a Monty Python defense right there.
Yeah, that looks like the Viper or something. The woodchuck, maybe.
Bruce, we look forward to the answer of that very important question.
I will get it for you.
Second down and 6. And Murray takes it out close to the 30-yard line. And picks up a Cowboys first down. Dijon Gomes shaken up. Rookie safety slow to his feet. And now back down.
DeMarco Murray is a physical runner. He finishes his runs. Here comes Dijon Gomes in at the end of the play. Let's see if it happens as everything kind of rolls over on top of him. Now he gets all bent up.
Yeah, it looks like his knee got twisted. Ankle going out, body going in.
Well, they've got LaRon Landry out. He's inactive today. Reed Dowdy would jump in this spot, but Jim Haslett has been impressed with Dijon Gomes and was looking forward to a big day from him. Well, the game started off really well for the Dallas Cowboys, as we expected. Touchdown pass to Des Bryant, but Dallas has had a lot of opportunities, haven't been able to take advantage of them, and then let Washington hang around. And we're 10-7 right now with a team that's really kind of controlled the whole first half here. But again, hats off to this Redskin defense. They play tough. This Washington offense continues to struggle. They finally
saw Gerald Sensabaugh, who was shaken up earlier in this quarter. And now Dijon Gomes heading off to the Redskins sideline. replaced, as Darryl said, by Reed Doughty. Under 3 minutes remaining, first half. Cowboys leading by a field goal. New set of downs for Dallas. Bryant split out wide to the left. Penalty flag as the handoff goes to Murray. And Murray wrapped up by London Fletcher. Game's just one.
There was no foul for illegal formation on the play. It's second down.
Had a lot of shifting pre-snap there. They brought Des Bryant over to the offensive left side. Then Jason Witten came over off the wing to line up in the traditional tight end spot. It did look like they had everything set. Des Bryant off the ball, Jason Witten on the ball.
Second down and 9. Three wide receivers set. Romo under pressure from Kerrigan. And the rookie Ryan Kerrigan, first round pick out of Purdue. It is 6th sack, his 4th in the last 3 games.
I'm going to give this one to the Washington secondary because they did a really nice job of covering, giving the blitz time to get to Tony Romo. Tony had nowhere to go with the football on that one.
Second sack of the game for the Redskins. Romo had not been sacked the last 2 weeks as we hit the 2-minute warning. Cowboys by 3. 2 minutes remaining, first half. Cowboys lead by 3. Third down and 17 following the sack of Tony Romo by Ryan Kerrigan. Cowboys must get to the 40 for a first down. Instead, an inside handoff to Felix Jones. And the Cowboys send out the punting unit.
Might get a timeout if I'm Mike Shanahan.
Remember, Shanahan lost his first timeout on his first challenge.
Please
so Washington now with
1:55.
1 timeout remaining.
There was 1:55 on the clock when the timeout was called. Thank you.
Coming up, the Visa halftime report with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. They'll be along with all the scores and highlights, and the Fox Sports Ticker will have all the latest stats. An injury update on Adrian Peterson. And a big game between the Ravens and the Bengals in Baltimore. That's coming up on the Visa halftime. A lot better, forcing Banks back to the 25. Banks across the 40, midfield. Brandon Banks finally wrestled out of bounds at the Dallas 43 by Bruce Carter, a 51-yard punt, and then a 32-yard return by Brandon Banks.
This is a nice play by Bruce Carter on this tackle because I thought Brandon Banks was going to go. Bruce Carter is going to be way down the field, way down here. He's the last line of defense. Watch him play off the block of Mike Sellers and make the tackle. If not, Brandon Banks one-on-one with Matt McBriar.
Bruce Carter, the rookie out of North Carolina, second-round pick, potentially saving a touchdown. So for the second straight possession, Redskins start in Cowboys territory from the Dallas 43. Grossman going deep for Anthony Armstrong. There is a flag. Terrence Newman grabbed hold of Armstrong.
They're signaling a defensive holding instead of pass interference, so just a 5-yard penalty. And if that's the case, a smart play by Terrence Newman if he was beat.
Before the pass was thrown, holding by the defense, number 41. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it's enforced from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Working on the outside. You're just going to try and run by him. You know you're beat right there. Just give him a little hold. Give up the 5 yards, but don't give up the touchdown. Smart veteran play by Terrence Newman right there.
6th Dallas penalty A minute 34 remaining. Redskins with one timeout. 1st and 10 from the Cowboys 38. 3 wide receivers set. Grossman over the middle, and the tight end Fred Davis, who fumbled earlier, takes it down inside the 30.
Plenty of time right here now. That using that timeout after Dallas ran the ball on 3rd down saved you about 23 seconds. So plenty of time right now for the Washington Redskins. Don't panic.
2nd down and 2. The handoff to Roy Halou. Picks up a 1st down and more to the Dallas 20. Halou gains 10.
I think he gives you that dimension, Tony. He saw the little quick feet, start, stop.
I like that the Dallas defense was not set, but Washington did not wait for him to go and get set. They ran the ball and they caught him.
From the Cowboys 20, Anderson lined up in the slot. Redskins keep it on the ground with Roy Halou. Rookie out of Nebraska, 4th round pick. Gains 5, down to the Cowboys 15.
If the play works, run it again. That's the same exact play we saw 2 times in a row.
30 seconds remaining. Washington with one timeout. 2nd down and 6. Grossman looking for Stallworth, but he cut the other way, so the clock stops with 20 seconds.
A play in the NFL, depending on how quick it comes out, is about 5 or 6 seconds. So you've got 3 plays, depending on what you want to do. You've got a timeout left. The Redskins with one, so they can work the middle of the field. They've still got plenty of time here. Jason Garrett lobbying for a grounding call, but it looks more like just miscommunication. The quarterback not under a lot of duress, trying to throw that ball away.
Well, Rex Grossman was in the pocket, but
play clock at 2.
Just a misdirection.
And Grossman does not get the snap off in time. Did the Redskins call timeout? They did.
That's unacceptable right there.
Before the ball was snapped, Washington called timeout from the sideline. That's their 3rd and final timeout. It's a 30-second final timeout.
And that's why it's unacceptable, because it's your 3rd and final timeout. So now that takes away the middle of the field. We used to run the drill, getting the field goal team onto the field when you have no timeouts. Best case scenario, 16 seconds. And depending really on where the ball is spotted, you got to go all the way down to the 15 with all your guys. You've got one more play left, clock stops. You can't do it if you're tackled inbounds from that point on. So that was a critical mistake by the Redskin offense, having to use their final timeout just to prevent the delay of game penalty.
Now you got to take a shot in the end zone. If you don't get it, you throw the ball away, come out and kick the field goal.
Middle of the field is out of play right now, Tony.
Yes.
You've got to guard your perimeter, the edges and the end zone.
So the Redskins out of timeouts, 20 seconds remaining. 3rd down and 6 from the Cowboys' 15-yard line.
Cannot take a sack, cannot throw a ball into the middle of the field when the player does not have the opportunity to get it to the end zone. Anybody tackled in the field of play, it's going to be very difficult to come away with any points.
Grossman on 3rd and 6. To the end zone. And the catch is made for a touchdown by Jabbar Gaffney.
Well, we laid out the scenarios, and it's all for naught. Jabbar Gaffney, number 10, working against Gerald Sensabaugh. Nice little wiggle at the top. Good timing on the throw with Rex Grossman.
3rd touchdown reception of the season for Gaffney. So the Redskins have scored only 1 touchdown in their last 3 games combined, have reached the end zone on back-to-back drives.
And a Dallas team that really controlled the entire first half. A couple of special teams miscues. Matt Breyer with a 23-yard punt sets up the first one. Brandon Banks on a long punt return sets up the second. Good protection in the pocket. The ability for Rex Grossman to step up, have a clear line of sight to Jabbar Gaffney, but it's a double move, and it's thrown with good timing. Right as Jabbar Gaffney breaks to the inside from Gerald Sensabaugh.
Redskins given 2 short fields. They started their last drive at the Dallas 32, this one at the Cowboys 43, and they score a pair of touchdowns here in the second quarter and take the lead for the first time in over 329 minutes.
5.5 hours of playing time.
Wow. They did not lead at all in any of their last 5 games. Their last lead when they beat the St. Louis Rams back on October 2nd to raise their record to 3-1.
Well, when we played, this was the one rivalry that just didn't go as expected. When we played the Eagles, the Giants, you know, the better team usually won those matchups. The Cowboy-Redskin rivalry, the mystique that's a part of this rivalry is the fact that the team sometimes with the worst record finds a way to upset the other team.
Also onside. And Lorenzo Alexander, one of the Redskins' best special teams players, makes the tackle. What a job he's done throughout his career.
How is Washington going to move the ball against Dallas's defense? You know, can this Redskin defense slow down this Dallas offense? The key in the first half, special teams. That third phase that you forget about it, that's the group that created the opportunities for the Washington Redskins to take a 14-10 lead at halftime, and now have this crowd fully engaged in this game in the second half.
The Cowboys led 10-0. Redskins with 2 touchdowns late in the second quarter have come back and lead 14-10 at the half. The Visa Halftime Report is coming up next. We get set for the second half in Landover, Maryland. Washington Redskins, who have lost their last 5, lead the Dallas Cowboys 14-10. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston. Darryl, you talked about it in our open rivalry game. You played in so many of these, and records just don't matter.
They don't. And I referenced 1989 when we won 1 game all season, and it happened to be at RFK versus the Redskins. I'll give you another example. There was a season where we were 12-4 and Washington was 4-12. They swept the series. So half of our losses were against the Redskins, half their wins were against the Cowboys. So this is going to be fun in the second half to watch.
Cowboys led this game 10-0. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Redskins will get the ball first here in the second half, leading for the first time in their last 6 games. Bailey's kickoff is taken a yard deep by Banks. We had a big punt return earlier. Stumbles, stays on his feet, and then is marked out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So Rex Grossman leads the Redskins offense out onto the field. They scored on their last 2 possessions in the first half.
Well, you look at those stats right there and you're like, wait a minute, how is it 14-10 Washington? I don't really see anything going on there. It's all kind of hidden in the special teams. It's a 23-yard punt by Matt McBriar that put Washington on a short field, and then it's a Brandon Banks punt return.
2 short fields for Kyle Shanahan's offense. They needed only 75 yards on their last 2 drives to score a pair of touchdowns. Starting from the 23, Ryan Terrain is forced back by Jay Ratliff, loss of a yard, Goose.
I'll tell you what, just watching these 2 teams, I got a chance to walk in with the Dallas Cowboys, and they were shocked. They were just stunned. They didn't know what was happening. I thought we were up, and all of a sudden now we're down. What's going on? Then I happened to walk across and watch Washington go in, and they just got all kinds of momentum and excited, and now they start to believe. So we'll see what carries out here into the second half. But look for Dallas to have a little bit of confidence going into this second half.
Second down and 11. Play action. Grossman moving to his right. Now throws, and Gaffney makes the catch for a Redskins first down. Jabbar Gaffney out to midfield, a 28-yard pass play.
And this is a nice job by Rex Grossman because there's a little bit of pressure. Watch Anthony Spencer come to the inside, And Rex is just going to slide to his right, reset his feet, and then make the throw. Don't panic. Don't pull that ball down and start running. This is an important drive for this Redskin offense because at the end of the first half, they got put on short fields. Can you do it on a long field? And they're off to a good start here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
It almost looks like the secondary for Dallas is waiting for the sacks to come. And the guys who are rushing the passers up on the line of scrimmage are waiting for a coverage sack. I think both of them got to get together, and that guys up front got to get some pressure on an offensive line that struggled all season.
Grossman takes off. Tackled from behind by Anthony Spencer after a gain of 6 to the Dallas 44.
Well, he fooled me. I was watching the handoff. This is a heck of a play fake. I thought they were running the ball to the left. And if Rex Grossman has got some breakaway speed, you know, there's a lot of real estate out there. Look at everybody with Dallas. They run all the way down the field.
Here's that play fake you were talking about, how he comes out back to his right. He just got to tuck that ball. That ball's out a little bit too long.
Second down and 4. Off the fake to Terrain. Pass is caught for a first down and more by Fred Davis, who stays in bounds and is finally tackled at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. A 24-yard catch and run by Davis.
It doesn't get much simpler to defend that play, and it's very similar to the play right beforehand. Watch Fred Davis. He's going to be coming from the backfield. He's the guy that slips into the flat. Take him right away. Good, quick decision by Rex Grossman. And there's nobody out there in the flat in coverage.
What a turn of events. Redskins offense struggled mightily over the first quarter and a half as Terrain is bottled up and loses a yard. Well, we met with Rex Grossman on Friday, and he told us it's a good time to be playing the Cowboys, a rivalry game. We need some positive momentum because it's gotten pretty depressing around here over the last 5 weeks.
And it was pretty depressing in the first quarter. They really hadn't done anything. Their defense kept them in the game. Then the two big special teams miscues late in the first half gives them the lead at halftime. But, you know, this is that type of game. You know, we keep saying it. The records don't matter. It doesn't matter how your season is going because this is just an emotional game. And Rex Grossman said it was perfect time for a game like this.
Second down and 11. Passes high, looking to set up the screen to Ryan Terrain.
That's a good play by Sean Lee. He's right there. I mean, great visual processing by your linebacker to see everything, and you know, your defensive front is going in to pressure the quarterback, and you're reading everything right in the middle where that screen pass was trying to develop.
Redskins have scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives. First time they've done that all season. First time since last December 19th in Dallas. Redskins empty the backfield, third down and 11. They must get to the 10-yard line for a first down. As Grossman fires, off the fingertips of Anthony Armstrong with Alan Ball. Stride for stride with him.
This is very well played by Alan Ball. Watch him get his head turned around at the last second. Turn and run, turn and run. You're able to read when the receiver thinks the ball is coming. You can get your hand up there and make a play on the ball.
Good throw by Rex Grossman also. That ball was right where it needed to be, Darryl.
Just a little deflection by Alan Ball.
We mentioned earlier Armstrong grew up in the Dallas area, played for Dallas in the Arena League. Unable to make the catch, so here's Graham Gano out to attempt a 40-yard field goal. Rocco will place it down from the left hash. Gano from 40. His kick is good. So the Redskins score on 3 consecutive possessions. Now lead the Cowboys by 7.
Game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. By the Ford F-150, the only truck available with EcoBoost. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Always a terrific atmosphere here at Redskin home games. Redskins looking to break a 5-game losing streak. Cowboys wondering what has gone on during the last 3 Washington drives. Redskins trail 10-0, now lead by 7. Owusu Ansah from the goal line. Looks to cut to the outside and is tackled at the 15-yard line by Reed Doughty.
You heard the guys talk about it at the halftime, out in the studio. I really think that Dallas did get away from it. If you go back to the beginning of this game, they were running DeMarco Murray. They were throwing short passes to DeMarco Murray. They had him involved in the game. They were moving the ball very, very effectively. And they got away from that. And they've got to come back out, reestablish that here at the start of the second half.
On the fourth straight possession, Cowboys start from inside their own 20. Off the fake to Murray. Romo moving to his right. And the pass is caught by Phillips. Takes it out to the 26-yard line for a gain of 9.
I like that play call, though. Safe. You know, very similar to what we saw the Redskins do on their opening possessions. Little bootlegs, guys out in the flat quick. Take what's there. Let your teammates run with the football.
Set your big plays up, exactly.
Second down and 1. The Cowboys' leading receiver, Jason Witten, without a catch today. Cross to Murray, and DeMarco Murray picks up a first down. John Gomes back in the game, shaken up late second quarter. And on the tackle, Cowboys move the chains.
One of the things he does really well is he gets his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. When you hit him, it's not a glancing blow. I mean, he's going to be able to have everything squared. You're going to
150 over the last 4 games. Off the fake to Murray. Romo backpedaling. The pump fake. Can't find it to one downfield. Down he goes. The former Dallas Cowboy spent the last 5 years in Dallas. Stephen Bowen with the sack.
But not a bad decision by Tony Romo. This is going to be a play where you're going to try and get it down the field. Good hard play fake. DeMarco Murray's got to do a little bit better job on John Gomes right there. But Tony Romo, get the ball tucked away. Don't make a critical mistake right here. You can see it's a 2-man route with your tight end out in the flat. There's really nobody there. So just, unfortunately, you're in the pocket, so you can't throw it away unless you can get it near one of your eligible receivers.
Romo kept clean the last 2 weeks. Sacked 3 times so far today. Second down and 14. And there's Witten, his first catch. And then he loses the football. Officials will come in and try and sort things out. Cowboys say they have it.
It's a great hustle by Jason Witten if he got that back.
Great job of him getting that ball back in. He reaches out. Here he is making the catch. He turns, tries to get that first down. Ball is punched out. He knows that he gets up. Reaches out and pulls that ball right back in.
Knocked out by London Fletcher. Gomes was fighting for it, but Witten recovers. So now third down and 3 for the Cowboys.
Great hustle. I tell you, there's not a worse feeling in the world than when you had possession of the football and all of a sudden it's gone.
Empty backfield. Cowboys must get to the 44 for a first down. Trailing by 7. Here comes Fletcher. He's got him. London Fletcher, the 14-year vet, with his second sack of the season, the 4th today for the Redskins, 2 on this drive.
Tony Romo does a good job of feeling this pressure, but he might have felt it too soon because he spins out a little bit quick. London Fletcher is going to come clean. He sees the spin, but it's so quick that it gives London Fletcher an opportunity to adjust his line and make the sack.
Redskins came into this game 3rd in the league in sacks. They have 4 today. Booming kick by McBrien. What a kick. Here's Banks. Forced all the way back to his 11. And now a burst upfield. Brandon Banks into Cowboys territory. And he's shoved out by the punter, McBrien. So a 60-yard punt. And then a 56-yard return a season long by Banks.
There's been a lot of things missing during the course of the season from the Washington Redskins. Offensive big plays. Here's a guy last year who had a lot of big plays on special teams. He's had a couple today. You get a big long kick like that. Great hustle by everybody on the punt team of the Washington Redskins, doing a great job at getting blocks, opening lanes for Brandon Banks.
So for the 3rd time In the last 4 possessions, Redskins start in Dallas territory from the 34-yard line. The handoff to Terrain, and he's wrapped up and tackled by DeMarcus Ware. No gain on the play.
Well, it's time for the Dallas defense to step up now. Their offense is struggling a little bit. Special teams, Washington special teams, just having a dominant afternoon today. Danny Smith right there, his group just fantastic today.
2 big returns by Banks of 32 and 55 yards. Hunter Rocket has been terrific. 2nd and 10 from the Dallas 34. Grossman swings it out to Roy Halou, and he tries to break away from Barry Church, but cannot.
There's swings of momentum during the course of the game, and sometimes you just have to weather the storm. And that's exactly what this Redskin offense has done. Look at that.
Well, the nice thing about it for Washington is they went in the second quarter, had the momentum, and they came out in the second half with the same momentum, and it's still going.
3rd down and 13. Grossman's pass is caught by Davis. Frank Walker right there to make the tackle at the 31. So the Redskins will send out Graham Gano, who hit from 40 earlier in this quarter, to attempt a 48-yarder as the Redskins try and score for a 4th consecutive possession.
One area in special teams that Washington has had some issues is their field goal unit. They've had 3 blocked so far this season. And actually the last game against the Cowboys had 1 blocked in that game.
By Gerald Sensabaugh. Officially a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. Rocket places it down. And the kick by Gano from 49 yards out is no good. Wide to the right. So Gano misses for a league-high 7th time this season. Redskins lead remains 7. As Graham Gano missed the 49-yard field goal attempt moments ago, talking about it with special teams coach Danny Smith.
No reason for special team coaches like Danny Smith to ask what happened. He already knows before Graham gets to the sideline with all the pictures and Wi-Fi they have now on the sidelines. Not like when we were playing, right, Darryl?
Yeah, we could maybe fudge a little bit.
Yo, coach, he was holding me. Now they say that.
Where at?
He already
I can't
knows.
see it anywhere.
He wasn't holding you.
You guys played, they didn't see the film until Monday. 4-yard gain for Murray on 1st down, 2nd and 6 from the 43. Cowboys led this game 10-0, now trail 17-10. Romo's pass complete to LaRon Robinson for a Dallas 1st down as we check in with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Kurt.
Cincinnati and Baltimore fighting for that top spot in the AFC North, at least a tie with Pittsburgh. Cedric Benson gets his 2nd score of the game, and right now it's a 3-point contest. Baltimore up 17-14 in the 3rd. Can he move some deuce?
I tell you what, Cincinnati, they're for real. I was nervous about them, you know, with the tough stretch, the second part of the schedule, playing tight games. They're showing everybody it was no fluke in the beginning of the season.
Different defense with Ray Lewis down there also.
Right. Here's Murray.
What a good job by Perry Riley. You've got DeMarco Murray downhill on a line, and he just stands him up in the hole. That's a heck of a tackle.
Riley in his 2nd season out of LSU, made his 1st start last week, replacing Rocky McIntosh.
He's coming from all the way over there, too. Watch this, fights off the block. That is a nice job.
Jim Haslett, defensive coordinator, told us Riley is fast and very athletic.
Great balance right there. I thought he was going to get rolled over.
2nd down and 7. Romo swings it out. Murray inside the 40 and then forced back. He's about a yard shy of the marker.
I think he's got better feet than people give him credit for. You know, he's not just a straight line fast guy with power and a big stiff arm. I mean, that's a pretty good change of direction right there.
I mean, you want to talk about a cutback and skills. This is London Fletcher out here. London tries to stop.
Ouch.
I mean, that's a cutback by Murray. And then I like how he goes and gets upfield, protects the ball on contact.
3rd down and 1. The toss to Murray. Looks to be short. Ryan Kerrigan came up to make the stop along with Brian Arakpo.
Here's a big call right here. Looks like Jason Garrett's going to go for it on 4th down. Watch him trap the arms of DeMarco Murray so he cannot stretch the ball at the end of this run. They've got him trapped to the side. He can't extend forward to try and get the necessary yards for the 1st down.
4th down and 1.
I'd be surprised to see a hard count right here.
Murray. 1st down for the Cowboys. DeMarco Murray needed 1. And he gains 9 down to the Washington 32.
I just like, again, how he commits to where he wants to go, and he's going to be difficult to stop. He's going to be coming right at you right here. Know it. It's 4th and 1. I'm outside. Don't go for a big play. Turn square up back inside on D'Angelo Hall and just take him for a ride.
Murray replaced in the backfield by Jones. 2 set of downs for the Cowboys. Romo's pass off the hands of Robinson.
He's had a heck of a run the last 3 games, and they're just not in sync today.
That's 5 incompletions on passes targeted for LeRon Robinson today. Romo on 2nd and 10. Complete to Witten. Gomes all over Jason Witten. And the Cowboys tight end makes the catch for a 1st down. Gain of 15 yards.
He's so subtle. He does such a good job. Watch right here, the little stick, head move. Sean Gomes has got a handful of jersey trying to hold on to him. So hard to cover. He's got such a great feel running routes.
From the 18 on 1st down. Romo dumps it off to Felix Jones. And Jones gains 5 down to the 13-yard line. Perry Riley made the tackle.
Well, Dallas is putting it together on this series right here, Darryl. They're not going for the big long passes. They're using every play call to go and get themselves a few yards. A lot of short passes like we saw Washington do. Got him all the way down here inside the 20.
On 2nd down, this is Jones, and it's London Fletcher. He grabs the right leg of Felix Jones and brings him down back at the 15-yard line for a loss of a yard.
The guy he's so impressive. I mean, he's ageless. It's unbelievable the level he's been playing at this season, at this stage of his career. It's such a good job. And the one thing is, you know, physically you get beat up during a long career like London Fletcher has had, but the other thing is emotionally. I mean, that tank just gets, you know, it gets on empty at certain points during the season. He just plays at such a high level.
13 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble for the 14-year vet today. Romo spins on 3rd and 6. Then he throws, and it's a 1st down for Murray. DeMarco Murray knowing exactly where the sticks were.
That was 100% on Romo right there. He does a great job of feeling pressure coming from his left side right there from Arakpo. Rolls out, gains a little bit more time, and able to get the ball downfield. Both of these quarterbacks today, Darryl, have made some really nice plays by just moving a little bit in the pocket and sliding and gaining a little extra time.
6th reception for DeMarco Murray today as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Jason Garrett of the Cowboys with a 1st and goal from just outside the 7. When we come back, they trail the Redskins by 7. The Dallas Cowboys with a record of 5-4, 1 game behind the first-place New York Giants. Cowboys and Giants will play twice over the last 4 weeks. It's the Redskins who lead by 7 as we begin the fourth quarter. First and goal for the Cowboys from the Washington 7. Witten in the slot. Jones in the backfield. Play clock at 1. Off the fake inside handoff. Romo throws. Josh Wilson on the coverage. Robinson the intended receiver.
It's been the same story all afternoon. Tony Romo and LeBron Robinson just not on the same page. A combination that's been very impressive over the last 3 weeks. Just having trouble getting connected today.
Romo has thrown his way 10 times, only 3 completions. Marco Murray back in, second and goal from the 7. Romo on the slant, Bryant incomplete.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if that whole offensive line knew what the snap count was. Everybody fired off, completely different time.
You wonder what was going on. He's got safety help in the middle of the field. Shimago Otagwe is going to be able to get there and put a big hit on.
Felix Jones back in, third and goal from the Redskins 7. Romo looking end zone. He throws, and the catch is made by Robinson for a Cowboys touchdown.
2 really nice throws by Tony Romo at the end of this drive, moving to his left as a right-handed quarterback. Very, very difficult. He did one to DeMarco Murray early on. Laurent Robinson coming all the way from the top of your screen, working through all that traffic. There goes Tony spinning out. Great job keeping his eyes downfield, and then Laurent Robinson being able to hold on because D'Angelo Hall's coming in to put a big hit on.
So Robinson, who spent some time with the Falcons and the Rams, he was in camp with the San Diego Chargers this year, reaches the end zone for the 4th consecutive game. Redskins and Cowboys tied at 17.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Sprint. All football, no limits, only from Sprint. By Chase. Don't get shortchanged. Get your cash back with Chase Freedom. And by Cadillac.
There's Laurent Robinson, who has tied the game for the Cowboys, a 14-play, 61-yard drive. Cowboys picking up more yards on that possession than their last 5 drives combined. Banks takes it out. He's had a couple of big punt returns today. Tackled at the 22. Early fourth quarter, it's a tie game here in Landover, Maryland. Early fourth quarter, tied at 17. Redskins start from their own 22-yard line. Roy Halou in the backfield. Off the fake to Halou. Grossman throws, and it's a first down to Jabbar Gaffney. Out at the 35, but there is a flag.
That's number 71. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Left tackle Trent Williams.
And this is one of the things that was happening. We showed you a graphic earlier in the broadcast about their first 5 drives. One of the big things in those first 5 drives were penalties at terrible times.
I don't know where that hold was.
Oh, gee, spoken like a true defensive lineman. He's got his upfield arm hooked and spinning him around. You defensive lineman.
Come on, I'm sticking up for the offensive guy. What are you talking about, Daryl?
Oh, you called that?
I'm saying it wasn't a hold.
All right.
Take that back now.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Thank you.
Now on first down and 20, DeMarcus Ware with 14 sacks as he takes Grossman down back at the 5-yard line.
And you can account for him for 3.5 quarters, but he's one of those guys that as soon as you relax, take a break, he can make a play that'll change the game.
It was Ware who was held by Trent Williams, at least in your mind, Darryl, not Tony's, one play earlier. And now Ware, the Cowboys' second sack today, second down and 25. Roy Halou found a hole and takes it out across the 20, stopped about a yard shy of the marker, so 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Redskins.
11.
Yep, 11.
The penalties in the sack.
Early 4th quarter. Chess game continues between Kyle Shanahan and Rob Ryan. Grossman out of the shotgun. Here comes Ware again. Grossman throws, caught by Gaffney for a Redskins first down out at the 42.
What Rob Ryan wanted to be able to do against Rex Grossman is have pressure in his face to get him to backpedal. Right now, we're getting pressure off the edges by Dallas.
Nothing up the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
And here he goes, right into that area. There's nobody there. You're allowing him to step up and make throws.
Problem was in that last play, they only rushed 3 guys. They had Jay Ratliff in the middle. He's got to go against 3 different guys, and those ends on the outside have the tackles. So if you want to bring pressure, you got to bring somebody, a linebacker or another defensive lineman up there to try and get the push.
Off the fake end around, Grossman fires, and Terrence Newman gets a hand in. Pass intended for David Anderson as we head for a game break with Kurt.
If you saw our pregame, you saw Tampa's Mike Williams running around shirtless in Green Bay. 21-19 in the 4th quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Nice job by Tampa Bay hanging in there. They had a tough loss last week, got off to a slow start today.
They beat them the last 2 times they played them, Tampa.
Now on 2nd and 10, inside handoff to Halou. And Halou takes it out to the 45-yard line for a gain of 3. Victor Butler made the tackle. They're down at 7 for the Redskins, who have lost their last 5. First 5-game losing streak of Mike Shanahan's head coaching career. They trailed this game 10-0, took a 17-10 lead, and are now tied. Redskins must get to the Dallas 48 for a first down. And Grossman's throw bounces away from Gaffney. He's been his go-to guy today. Jabbar Gaffney with 4 catches of at least 20 yards. Not this time, and Redskins forced to punt.
Oh, that was a nice route. And if you don't flush Rex Grossman out of the pocket and force him to the right and disrupt this timing, they've got a shot for a completion.
This is the first punt for Rocca since the 2nd quarter. His 64-yarder. Redskins then scored on their next 3 possessions. Musso also lets it go, and it takes a Redskins bounce out of bounds at the 12-yard line. A 43-yard punt and roll by Rocca.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Cowboys start from their own 12-yard line in a tie game. Early 4th quarter. Romo swings it out, and the pass is low, intended for DeMarco Murray. On the Cowboys' last drive, Tony Romo with his 2nd touchdown pass today. So he passes Don Meredith, now all alone in 4th place on the Cowboys franchise list.
Pretty impressive list of guys right there.
Tony chatted with number 1 Troy Aikman on our pregame show today. Troy up in Green Bay working with Packers and Buccaneers. 2nd and 10 as Murray looks to cut it back to the right. And he's tackled after a short gain by the combination of John Gomes and D'Angelo Hall.
We talked about being in the right spot. Watch D'Angelo Hall. He's got support on the backside, so he's going to move up as flow goes away, but he doesn't come over the top. He plays his responsibility, and when DeMarco Murray goes for cutback, he's right there to make the tackle.
DeMarco, DeJohn, and D'Angelo. Third down and 8. Cowboys must get to the 23 for a first down. Romo with time, he throws, and the catch is made by Kevin Ogletree. His first catch today, gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up a first.
A nice job by Kevin Ogletree working back to the throw, not allowing the defender to come over the top and make a play on the ball. Don't wait for it to come to you. Move forward and get it.
Josh Wilson shaken up on the last play.
Going to be working out of the slot here. He's going to get up the field. Now as he spins out, now work back. Don't let Kevin Barnes have the opportunity to work back and make a deflection.
Wilson replaced by Byron Westbrook.
See if Jason Garrett wants to test out Byron Westbrook in this situation. Jumping onto the field for a starter, Josh Wilson.
Westbrook matched up with LeRon Robinson. First and 10 from the 26-yard line. Romo's pass deflected and then caught by Martellus Bennett. Ryan Kerrigan got a piece of it, and then the catch by Bennett for a gain of 13.
You got your 3 tight end package, you think run, they run the little bootleg. Martellus Bennett coming all the way across the field. Big wingspan there, lets him reach out and grab that one.
From the 39, Felix Jones. Murray back in the game. Second down and 8. Romo's pass incomplete. Westbrook on the coverage. Des Bryant, the intended receiver.
Might as well. Let's see if Byron Westbrook is ready to play. You get him matched up against Des Bryant, your big physical receiver on the outside.
Third down and 8, spins, and now throws to a wide open Jason Witten. And Witten will take it all the way for a Cowboys touchdown, 59 yards.
That is the third throw that Tony Romo has made, spinning out to his left, getting his eyes downfield, and making a critical play.
There it is, Darryl, right here. Gets pressure up in his face, spins out to his right once again. And one guy in this situation you got to cover is Jason Witten.
Good adjustment right there by Jason. He's running a curl route. He sees Tony spin to the left, and he gets across the field into his line of sight. It looked like a scripted play. It was executed so well, you would have thought that's how they drew it up.
Bailey, the extra point. Cowboys scored 2 touchdowns in just under 6 minutes here in the fourth quarter and regain the lead. Third touchdown pass for Tony Romo this afternoon. Dallas Cowboys have regained the lead. 59 yards from Romo to Witten. That's the longest touchdown reception of Jason Witten's career.
And you mentioned it, the start of the second half, Jason Witten came in with no catches in the first half. 3 for 85 and a touchdown here in the second half.
Brandon Banks takes a knee. Redskins trail by 7, will start from their own 20.
Here we are right now. Take a look at Jason Witten out of the slot here. Watch this adjustment. He's going to run a curl route. There he stops. Now Tony Romo has spun out. Watch Jason point too. He signals that he's going deep down the field. That's just chemistry between a quarterback and a receiver that's developed over time that is almost impossible to defend.
Romo's second touchdown pass here in the fourth quarter. Cowboys lead by 7. Redskins start from their own 20. Grossman going deep, intended for Armstrong. It is picked off by Orlando Scandrick.
This is exactly what Rex Grossman does not want to do. He's trying to force this ball downfield. He's got pressure coming right in his face. Here's the route, and just lost that ball up.
I like the way that Orlando Scandrick played it. He forced Anthony Armstrong to go behind him. That gave him the inside track to the interception.
Orlando Scandrick with his first interception of the season, 3rd of his career. Redskins turnover today. DeMarco Murray out to the 48-yard line, gain of 7.
I want you to watch the positioning of Orlando Scandrick on this. And this is why the throw was off. Brady James is coming in. He's going to impact the throw. Doesn't get the sack, but he forces the bad throw. And it goes right to the middle of the field to Orlando Scandrick. He did such a good job of holding his position, forcing Anthony Armstrong out to the outside. And you saw that Rex Grossman had to let that ball go early, not really seeing what was downfield, just knowing that I've got a one-on-one situation. I think it was really Orlando Scandrick's positioning on that second part of the route that allowed him to get the interception.
And Rex never should have thrown that ball.
Terrific play by Scandrick. In case you were wondering, Redskins out of challenges, but it was a good catch on the pick by Scandrick. Murray picks up the first down. We check in on the Packers and the Bucks with Kirk.
All right, Green Bay, of course, trying to stay unbeaten on the year, but they're in a tight one against Tampa. John Kuhn, though, takes it in from 2 yards out, gives them a little separation at 28-19, under 6 minutes left to play. Kenny Moose Goose.
Well, we're cleaning up one that happened out on the field. Des Bryant and D'Angelo Hall getting into it. Now, Des Bryant, you know, he's a young guy in the NFL, but he's fiery. He's not backing down from anybody. And here's how the whole thing started.
Des Bryant, somebody who played here last season, went out of the tunnel and couldn't believe he was on the same field as D'Angelo Hall and Ron Landry, not backing down here today as Murray takes it down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 4. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL Now.
And here's the part of the game that Dallas really talked about, how well they're running the football last week against Buffalo. 14 out of the last 16 plays were running plays. They're just able to come into this situation now and really just take the air out of this game.
Murray with 71 yards on the ground this afternoon, as well as 6 receptions. Second down and 6. The toss to Murray. No gain this time. Brian Orakpo chased him down. 3rd and 6 upcoming.
This is a big snap right here because you're at that spot on the field. If you gain a few yards, it's a long field goal attempt. If you miss it, it goes to the spot of the kick. It's a 1-possession game right now, 7-point lead for the Cowboys. Big play right here.
Yeah, the Cowboys do get it. They can shave a lot more time off the clock also.
Cowboys must get to the 35 for a first down. Romo on 3rd and 6. And the pass is broken up by London Fletcher. Hit him in the back. It was intended Ron Robinson once again. So the Cowboys will punt it away. Redskins will get the ball back with under 6 minutes remaining.
Coming out of the slot, number 81, there's London Fletcher right there. That's a heck of a job. That's one of the matchups they were hoping to get. Linebacker on wide receiver going down the field vertically.
McBriar from midfield. And it takes a Cowboys bounce. And is down at the 11-yard line. So the Redskins with another opportunity, trailing by 7. Jason Garrett chatting with Ron Robinson, who scored the game-tying touchdown. Romo then hit Jason Witten, a 59-yard catch and run for the go-ahead score. Now Rex Grossman and the Redskins start from their own 11-yard line. Grossman picked off on his last attempt. Off the play fake. The catch is made by Dante Stallworth. Re-signed this week by the Redskins. And he takes it out to the 31-yard line, a 20-yard pass play.
Rex Grossman's not going to back down. He's going to come out. He's going to keep slinging the ball. We sat down with him Friday. We talked to him. He knows, what the criticisms are in his style of play with the turnovers, but he feels that every time he's tried to guard against that and play conservative, that number one, he misses some opportunities down the field for the big plays. And he says, I end up throwing picks anyways. They're just, shorter in the flat.
Also missing a number of key elements to this offense. Santana Moss, Redskins hope to get him back next week. Chris Cooley, Tim Hightower out for the season. Corey Lichtensteiger. Catch is made by Davis, and he loses the football, but this time he recovers. Davis on the Redskins' first possession coughed it up, and this time the Redskins tight end falls on it.
I've never seen the ball on the ground so many times in the game, and the team getting it back to this one, Darryl.
Yeah, usually you don't get these back. We saw Jason Witten get one earlier in the game.
There's the ball on the ground. I'll tell you what, if Dallas had some guys running to the ball, they might have an opportunity. These are the opportunities when you got to go and get those. Defensively, you got to run to the ball, because when they're on the ground like that, the people who has the more guys around that ball is going to get it back.
Second down and 7. Grossman to a wide open Darrell Young. Stays on his feet. And the fullback takes it all the way down to the Dallas 49-yard line as Young rumbles for 27.
Well, they just turned Darrell Young loose in the flat. Here comes 36 out, just a simple flat route. Good job by Rex Grossman, just taking what's there. Now Orlando Scandrick comes up. That's just a very, very poor effort at trying to make a tackle. I mean, anybody who wants to learn how to tackle, look at what just happened there and do everything completely opposite.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Under 3.5 to play, fourth quarter. Redskins need a touchdown. From the Cowboys 39, movement, and 4 flags are thrown.
False start, offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Good game going on in the Motor City as we check in with Kurt.
Yeah, and a lot of it's because of Cam Newton. He threw for 1 touchdown. This is second rushing touchdown of the day. That plus this 2-point conversion to Steve Smith has knotted the game. 35 all, less than 5 minutes to go in regulation. Kitty, loose, goof.
All right, thanks, Kurt. A lot of close games on Fox with the Lions and Panthers tied. Green Bay leading Tampa Bay by 2. Cowboys lead this one by a touchdown. First and 15 following the false start. Grossman to Gaffney. Jabbar Gaffney makes the catch at the Dallas 28-yard line. A Redskins first down.
Well, Goose, you talked about it at the top. Rob Ryan wanted to attack the offensive line, but they're doing a nice job. Look how long this route takes to throw. You don't have that time unless your guys up front are doing a good job.
Yeah, they're rushing 4 right here. They're getting a little bit of push, but they're giving Rex enough time to find his receivers downfield and make the throw.
Put a tight end on DeMarcus Ware. Give him a little chip before you go out.
New set of downs for the Redskins from the 28. Roy Halou tackled by Anthony Spencer. Loss of a yard.
That's a pretty athletic play right there by Anthony Spencer.
Yeah, he saw the puller coming around, just sidestepped him, came right around and wrapped Halou right up.
Redskins have all 3 of their timeouts. as you see on our Fox box, upper left-hand corner of the screen. We approach the 2-minute warning as Grossman heads for the sidelines. 2nd down and 11 for the Redskins. When we come back, trailing by 7, 2 minutes to play here in Landover.
Today's game is sponsored by AT&T. Get it faster with 4G. Rethink possible.
2 minutes remaining. Kyle Shanahan, Redskins offensive coordinator, in need of a touchdown. Rob Ryan will try and stop Washington. Cowboys lead by 7. 2nd down and 11 from the Dallas 30. Grossman's pass caught by Stallworth after 21, a gain of 9.
Dallas bringing the blitz. This time, Rex Grossman sees he gets rid of the ball very quickly.
That clock is moving, and you would think like they would be in a little bit more of a sense of urgency.
Plenty of time, Goose. 3rd and 21.
Redskins have all 3 timeouts. 3rd down and 2. Grossman 5 for 5 on this drive. Penalty marker at the end of the play.
Huge penalty. Huge penalty. You were going to force a 4th and 3.
Before the pass was thrown, holding, defense, number 32. The 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, and an automatic 1st down.
That's on Orlando Scandrick, who had the big interception earlier this quarter.
I don't know why he's smiling. He just put his team in a really bad place.
Here's the pressure on Rex Grossman. Jason Hatcher there just after he gets rid of the ball. So now you're looking at 4th and 13. Orlando Scandrick working in the slot. You can see Jabbar Gaffney on a great release. Gets on top of him right away. Orlando Scandrick, no choice but to grab a hold.
From the Cowboys 16 on 1st down. Grossman to the outside to Roy Halou. And Halou is dragged out of bounds inside the 11 by Sean Lee.
Well, they were lucky that that ball was on the back shoulder of Roy Halou. If he gets that out in front where he can run, he had steps on Sean Lee. That was simply a man-to-man matchup where you had speed to the outside, running back versus linebacker.
Sean Lee does a nice job once again with that hand wrapped up. It's hard to wrap when you don't have any fingers.
Empty backfield, 2nd down and 4. Grossman over the top. He rushed the pass and it was incomplete. He was looking for David Anderson.
Wow, that offensive line is lucky because they had a complete breakdown. On the right side, there's Lee coming through, but man, they had some holes there. Look at that, they just missed Hatcher.
And Spencer from the right.
Man.
3rd down and 4. 3 receivers split to the right. Halou split out to the left. The tight end Davis in the slot.
Yeah, they were at Dallas, got a timeout. They were not lined up correctly.
Timeout Dallas. That's their first. It's a 30-second timeout.
Orlando Scandrick right now talking to Barry Church out on the field. They were not lined up correctly.
Redskins had 3 receivers lined up to the right. Then Gaffney came in motion. And the Cowboys wisely used a timeout.
Remember, this is the first season that these guys are in Rob Ryan's defense.
Yeah, looks like Lee right there, number 50, doesn't really know where to go. Now they're trying to get him on Halou. And then Dallas decides to go and take a timeout.
Now Rob Ryan's out on the field, yelling instructions to his defense. 1:06 remaining, 4th quarter. Cowboys lead by 7. Empty backfield, 3rd down and 4. 6 defensive backs in the game. Grossman over the middle for Davis. He picks up a 1st down to the Dallas 1.
tough decisions, in my opinion, for coaches. Obviously, you don't want Tony Romo and that Dallas offense to have any time to move the ball down the field for a potential game-winning field goal if you score your touchdown. So you're burning clock here and taking this thing all the way down.
Grossman heading to the sideline. Redskins will use their first timeout.
30-second timeout.
With 34 seconds remaining.
The Washington Redskins came out in the third quarter, got the scoring drive, took the lead, but Dallas came right back. LaRon Robinson there ties it up, and then Jason Witten and Tony Romo on an ad-lib play. Great chemistry between the big tight end and quarterback. And then Alandro Skandrick with an interception on the next drive. And it looked like Dallas might have the game in hand, but Rex Grossman has put together a heck of a drive here, taking his Redskins all the way down the field to this point with an opportunity to tie it.
And those defensive linemen, I know in the back of their head right now, they're thinking last time Rex Grossman, when they were in a situation, went and ran that quarterback draw for the score. So they got to be aware of that also.
This drive started all the way back on the 11-yard line. Redskins have gone 87 yards. Grossman 7 of 8, and the former Cowboy Tashard Choice in the backfield. Takes the handoff from Grossman and is stuffed back at the 4-yard line with Keith Brooking leading the way for the Cowboys. And now the Redskins will use their second timeout.
Wow, to the left side of Dallas's defensive line, just totally reestablished the line of scrimmage. Wow, who was that?
Huge penetration over there.
Kenyon Coleman, what a great job. I mean, he just drove his guy into the backfield and then made the tackle.
Redskins now down to one timeout. 25 seconds remaining. Roy Halou in the backfield. Second and goal from the Cowboys 4.
Huge play. That right there is a huge, huge play for Marcus Spears. Getting his hands up, tipping that ball. Huge play. We talk about it all the time. He knows he's going to have a pass. He gets his hands up, times it just right, and tips that ball. Jump right there, too, Darryl. You got some jump.
Now third and goal from the 4. 22 seconds on the clock. Empty backfield. Halou split out to the right. On third and goal, Grossman to the end zone for Stallworth. He makes the catch. No signal yet.
Well, the referee got knocked down. There we go.
Dante Stallworth in the corner of the end zone for a Redskins touchdown with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, you saw the graphic on Rex Grossman earlier in that drive, 7 of 8 for 88 yards, and look at this throw.
Now remember, all scoring plays are automatically reviewed. Did Stallworth get both feet in bounds?
I think he did. He dragged that
right toe, it looks like.
They're
Maybe.
reviewing the ruling on the field.
There's the catch, the drag. Right toe drag, left foot in. And Hockley will take a look at it.
That's great location on the fade by Rex Grossman. Tight coverage on the play. Only one spot it can go to.
Ruled a touchdown on the field. Watch the right foot. The key is the drag by that right foot. There's the catch, possession, right foot, toe drag, left foot in. Looks good.
You can see the dirt kick up and everything from that right foot.
So Dante Stallworth released by the Redskins on November 8th, re-signed this week. Looks like he dragged the right foot, left foot down. This should be a touchdown. watching up on the big video screens in the end zones. Rex Grossman celebrating as we await the official word from referee Ed Hockley.
And the impressive thing that they did on that drive, they got in scoring position early. They only left Dallas 14 seconds. Great confidence in their ability to punch that ball in late.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It's a touchdown. The left foot was down. The right foot drag after he had possession.
Darryl, you hit the nail on the head in the open, talking about it doesn't matter what their record is, doesn't matter how they played. When you come and you get the Washington Redskins against the Dallas Cowboys, anything could happen.
It's part of the mystique of this rivalry. These games can go completely opposite of how you think they're going to go. The only rivalry that we had in the NFC East where that happened on a regular basis.
And now a huge extra point attempt. Graham Gano ties the game at 24. Dante Stallworth with his first touchdown since the 2008 season as a member of the Cleveland Browns.
Great concentration on the catch, great location on the throw, and then just a great job. There's that toe drag. You can see the dirt kick up. Pretty impressive combination right there.
I'll tell you what, you gotta give it to Rex Grossman right there. What a throw that he made in the perfect spot for Dante Stallworth to go and get it.
I wonder when the last time Hail to the Redskins has been sung late in the fourth quarter.
Well, the Redskins won their first two home games over the Giants in Arizona. Then a Week 4 win on the road in St. Louis. Have not won since. 5 consecutive defeats. Trailed this game 10-0. Took a 17-10 lead. Tony Romo with a pair of touchdown passes in the fourth quarter, and then an 89-yard drive engineered by Rex Grossman, who goes 8 for 10, including the game-tying touchdown pass to Dante Stallworth.
See what Danny Smith chooses to do here. In my opinion, sometimes you overthink this situation and you do a squib kick and something bad can happen. He's got great coverage personnel out there. Lorenzo Alexander, number 97. Mike Sellers, number 45. He's got good people out there. Kick the ball deep. Graham Gano's got a big leg. He's probably going to drive it into the end zone anyways.
It ain't over till it's over.
Thanks, Yogi Saragusa.
You got it.
Gano's kickoff. 5 yards deep. Owusu Ansah will take a knee with 14 seconds remaining. Tied at 24.
Talked about it at the end of the first half. It's about 5-6 seconds to get the ball down the field. Dallas has 2 timeouts remaining. I mean, to have a legitimate shot, you've got to get out. You've got to get into Washington's 35, 37-yard line. They're just taking a knee, going to overtime. Not worth the risk of something bad happening.
This is the 102nd meeting in the regular season between the Redskins and Cowboys. For the 3rd time, they head to overtime. Thanks to the drive engineered by Rex Grossman to tie this game.
Well, here's the big one right there, the holding call on Orlando Scandrick working out of the slot. That would have forced a 4th and 3. They get the first down on the penalty and then do a nice job having the confidence that they're going to be able to get the tying score, and they don't leave Dallas any time on the clock. They force Dallas with 14 seconds left just to run it out and head to overtime, because they were down in scoring position pretty early. They could have left Dallas with enough time to try and work back into field goal range.
Cowboys played overtime earlier this season in San Francisco, beat the 49ers 27-24. San Francisco's only loss thus far.
We will now begin a 15-minute overtime period. The first team to score wins. Both teams get 2 timeouts. All replays will be handled and managed and called from the replay booth. Dallas, it's your choice. What's your call? Heads. Heads. Heads is the call. Heads is the call. It is tails. Washington wishes to receive. Dallas is going to kick in this direction. Thank you.
You heard Lorenzo Alexander. Redskins want the football, and they will get it first in overtime. Redskins tie the game in the final minute. Overtime is next. Regular season overtime rules. Redskins won the toss, of course. 1 15-minute quarter. 2 timeouts per team. Replays initiated from the booth. First team to score wins. Redskins and Cowboys, 2 overtime games in their history. 1975 at RFK, Redskins win by 6. 1999 here. Darryl, you recover a fumble by Emmitt Smith in overtime, and then Troy Aikman hits Rocket Ismail on a 76-yard pass. That was your last NFL game.
Yes, it was. Down 21 in the second half.
Brandon Banks on the return for the Redskins. Your Cowboys won that game 41-35. Redskins get the ball first. There's Dante Stallworth, who scored the game-tying touchdown moments ago.
Well, that's got to be a little bit of a relief for Jason Garrett right there. You know, just the kickoff in the coverage unit. If you really look at why we're here in overtime at this point, you know, special teams for Dallas has struggled a little bit. Matt McBriar with a 23-yard punt put Washington on a short field, and they scored. Brandon Banks with a big punt return put the Redskins again on a short field, and they scored.
Score was the same back in week 2 when the Cowboys went to overtime in San Francisco. They won 27-24. Grossman under pressure. Pass intended for the tight end, Davis.
It's a good play design, but you forget about the athleticism of some of these guys on that defensive line. There's a red line. That's where they need to go. We were here a couple of weeks ago. Graham Gano hit a 59-yard franchise record field goal.
And that signifies where the Redskins would need to get for Gano to match his career high of 59 yards. On 2nd and 10 off the play fake. The catch is made by Stallworth for a Redskins first down out at the 36. An 18-yard pass play. Stallworth's 4th catch since halftime.
That is the area that they have been attacking Dallas on all afternoon. Dante Stallworth coming from the outside, number 19, just an in route. You've got Jabbar Gaffney on the inside, clearing everything out. You run a little bit of play action fake, you get the linebackers to bite up, you open up that space. They have been attacking the middle of the field between the hashes all afternoon.
That defense having a little bit of a hard time of getting a defense in.
And a timeout is taken by the Redskins with the play clock running down. It was at 3 seconds.
Rex Grossman has come out and had quite an afternoon today. And the biggest thing, just that one interception. Roy Halou needs to get some more touches. If you're doing it by committee, he's the guy that I think that's kind of moved his way to the top. Jabbar Gaffney, that veteran, the one veteran they've got. They brought Dante Stallworth back, but for a while there was just Jabbar Gaffney. You're looking for guys on the outside to step up. Jabbar and Dante Stallworth have done that today for the Redskin wide receiver group.
You mentioned that interception. It came with the Redskins trailing by 7. They forced a punt and then scored the game-tying touchdown. Grossman's pass intended for Anthony Armstrong, and a flag, a late flag is thrown after the play.
Really late flag. Dallas is signaling it's on Washington.
Pass interference, offense. Number 82 was downfield blocking. 10-yard penalty, it'd be first down.
That's on tight end Logan Paulson.
He's going to be on the other side, on the back side of this formation. But again, the design of that route was right into the middle of the field, and he had Anthony Armstrong wide open. I mean, Rex Grossman just missed him. Now, it's a moot point because it would have been coming back, but Dallas is not able to get their coverages fixed into that part of the field.
First down and 20 following the penalty. We are in overtime, tied at 24. There's Paulson, who just committed the penalty. Paulson up the sidelines, forced out at the 39, 13-yard pass play.
Seen a couple of big plays into the flat area on the field today. Darrell Young had a big catch and run out in the flat. Here comes 82, Logan Paulson. Nobody picks him up. He's out in the flat. That's 15 yards. That's like stealing.
They're giving him a lot of cushion, those defensive backs and the linebackers. Paulson's a little bunch to the left-hand side. They just got to go get up on them guys.
Paulson's first catch today goes, and Grossman has spread the ball around to 9 different receivers. Movement prior to the snap. It's against Dallas.
Offside, defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Jason Hatcher.
Coming on your left side, right there on the edge of the screen. You catch the break with the offensive pass interference penalty, set you up 1st and 20. They've let Washington right back into a 2nd and 2 situation.
Free yardage.
A 13-yard completion by Grossman to Paulson, and then a 5-yard penalty. Grossman on 2nd and 2. It's Paulson again. Picks up the first down and then is thrown to the ground by Gerald Sensabaugh.
Kyle Shanahan definitely saw something on film. The areas that he wants to attack Dallas is the flat and the middle of the field. And he's been hitting it repeatedly all afternoon.
From the 48-yard line, Roy Halou into Cowboys territory, gain of 4, and then Halou tackled by Jay Ratliff.
Good hustle down the line by Jay Ratliff, because they had a nice caravan of blockers out in front of Roy Halou. If he's not hustling down the line, this one's going to go for a big run.
They're getting pretty close to that line we showed earlier.
7 more yards for a legitimate attempt.
Graham Gano, 59. There it is right there. You see that red line. That's the Graham Gano has kicked his 59-yard field goal from.
Grossman near side, Gaffney. Bart Gaffney makes the catch at the Dallas 46. 12 yards for Gaffney. He's over 100 for the day. Number 36, Halou, tripped up in the backfield by Barry Church, a loss of 2.
Nice job by Barry Church finding his way through all that mass of offensive and defensive linemen and then throwing his body down to get that tackle. Go back and take a look on that catch. Washington with the quick snap. Looked like it was close, like that toe did hit the white. So they get up, get that quick snap.
Remember, no challenges in overtime. All reviews come from the replay booth. Booth did not signal down to Ed Hockley prior to the next snap. Now 2nd down and 12. Grossman's pass is caught at the 33-yard line by Gaffney. So the Redskins, with 4 minutes gone by in overtime, now at the 33, which would be a 50-yard attempt for Gano if they do not gain any more yardage. Third down and 7. Grossman moving to his right. He slides to the 34. Down.
He's got to get rid of that ball earlier than that. Rex Grossman has nobody downfield. He scrambles out to his right. Right now you're out of the pocket. Just throw it out. Throw it out of bounds.
Don't lose yardage.
He lost one. So here comes Graham Gano, who hit a 59-yard field goal 2 weeks ago against San Francisco. A new franchise record. Rocco will set out back at the 42, so this will be a 52-yard attempt in overtime.
Please reset the game clock to 9:30, and the play clock should read 10 seconds. 10 seconds on the play clock.
So the game clock reset to 9:30 as Graham Gano, who hit from 40 earlier and then missed from 49, will attempt a 52-yard field goal for the win. But first, the Cowboys call timeout.
Timeout, Dallas. That's their first. It's a 30-second timeout.
Go back and take another look at Jabbar Gaffney's catch on the outside. Now, as Kenny said, there are no challenges in overtime. This is a booth review. He goes up, possession, right foot. Left foot coming down. Does it get in or is it on the line?
That's close.
Ruled the catch on the field. Hard to tell if he caught any white.
The official is in position right there. You can see both of them working that sideline in excellent position, front and back.
On that last angle, it looked good. So following the Dallas timeout, 52-yard attempt for Graham Gano for the win. Redskins have lost their last 5 games. Gano's kick from 52 yards out is no good. Wide to the right.
Wow, today when special teams has really been a key contributor to getting you in the position of overtime. 2 missed field goals by Graham Gano. Now they're long ones, 49 and 52, but both drifted wide right.
And on that play, Trenton Williams is still down on the field, number 71. But Gano knew it as soon as he hit that ball. It was wide right.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Absolutely.
Trent Williams was hurt earlier in the year. He looks to be in a lot of pain.
Williams, a Texas native, attended the University of Oklahoma. Injured during the field goal attempt by Gano.
There's Trent Williams right there. Got Jay Ratliff lined up on him. Trying to see that left leg kind of get caught in the pile.
Yeah, it gets buckled.
I tell you, Goose, we were talking about it the other day too. You know, every offensive line, to be a good offensive line, you need that one nasty guy in the group, and that's the guy for the Washington Redskins. I mean, he's a talented left tackle, but he's got that nastiness in him. And you could see the difference when he was out of the lineup earlier in the year. That's when Washington really started to struggle running the football, because they didn't have that nasty guy out there on the field with them. So
well, that nasty offensive lineman pulls the rest of those guys together, and they get a little bit of an attitude. You know, and that's why I like seeing offenses run the ball early in the game to go and get a little bit of momentum. Prove to those defensive linemen that they're coming off the ball, they're going to fire off. It's going to be a smash mouth game. Well, Tony Romo's going to get an opportunity to see what he has on offense.
And he will have good field position, Goose, as Williams is helped off. Cowboys will start from the 42-yard line, from the spot of the kick. Redskins won the toss here in overtime. Drove downfield and then missed a 52-yard attempt. So now Tony Romo with 3 touchdown passes today will go to work in overtime.
If I was the Washington Redskins defense, I would try to go and remember, where is Jason Witten? You want to know where that guy is.
You had a look at the red line. Dan Bailey, Cowboys place kicker, his season long is 51.
That guy right there is the guy Tony Romo is going to be looking for.
Witten scored the go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line for the Cowboys. It's the other tight end, Bennett. Hard man to bring down, and Martellus Bennett takes it all the way to the Washington 44.
One of the Washington Redskins came in to hit him to try and knock the ball loose and gave him another 5 yards of field position. He drove him down the field.
14 yards from Romo to Bennett.
Watch the end of this catch. D'Angelo Hall's trying to steal it out. Now, somebody comes in right there. I think it's London Fletcher. He knocks a couple of guys off. Martellus Bennett goes another 5-6 yards down the field.
His 3rd catch today. 1st and 10 from the Redskins 44. We are in overtime, tied at 24. As Perry Riley comes up to make the tackle. No gain for DeMarco Murray.
You can see why Jim Haslett's excited about Perry Riley. That's the 2nd time we've seen him step into the hole. Just perfect technique, square shoulders, low base. Not a whole lot of movement after you make contact with Perry Riley.
Second and 10. Yellow line signifies 1st down. Red line signifies Bailey's career long. Romo looking for Des Bryant. D'Angelo Hall on the coverage.
Looked like Tony Romo was looking for that back shoulder throw on the outside. Des Bryant didn't get his head around, working on the outside. See, he's late getting his head around to find it, but good position by D'Angelo Hall. Nice job on the release, too. Really kind of impacted that route right away on the release.
Redskin fans on their feet. 3rd down and 10. And prior to the snap, Redskins used their second and final timeout in overtime.
Second timeout and their final timeout in overtime. It's a 30-second timeout.
We had one guy signaling to Dallas. One of the officials signaled timeout Dallas.
And Hockley announced Washington.
Correction, that was a Dallas timeout. That's their last timeout. Dallas is out of timeout.
So the Redskins with 1 timeout remaining. Cowboys out of timeouts.
Mike Shanahan looked really mad. He knew right away, what are you talking about? No one on my sideline called timeout. He was freaking over there.
Every coach has got to have that nice glare, right? So you know, no words need to be spoken. You know exactly.
When them eyes start popping out of their head, and you see that big, snarl. There it is. There it is, right there. See it? Takes a little bit of time to get rid of that too. It's not just doesn't go away.
Third down and 10 from the Redskins 44. A penalty marker, false start.
False start, offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. It's stuck down.
Left tackle, Doug Free.
Well, they come out in that same formation again. Tremendous confidence in D'Angelo Hall. They're putting him man-to-man on Des Bryant. Doug Free, number 68. Doesn't take much to get that call. But you've got one-on-one at the top of the screen. Des Bryant, D'Angelo Hall with a lot of middle of field open.
Bryant without a catch since the first quarter. 4th down and 15. Romo steps up and throws, and the catch is made by Bryant for a Cowboys first down to the Redskins 23.
All right, here's your 4th play of the game where Tony Romo has pressure as a right-handed quarterback spins out to his left. You're going to have a safety buzz underneath. Oshimago Otogwe goes out. He takes away the underneath. Tony's moving to his left, throws back. Watch the adjustment by Des Bryant. They take away the slant. Quick change of direction right there. 2 huge plays today that you just can't defend. There are adjustments by Jason Witten on the touchdown, and there's a critical 3rd down conversion by Des Bryant.
26 yards, Bryant's first catch since the first quarter. Here's Murray up the middle, runs into the arms of London Fletcher after gaining just 1.
Do you kick it here, Darryl? I mean, you're in field goal range. You're on the 22.
I think you can. I think the 15. You know, just to be. I don't know why you say 15. I like 15. You get down there. You're only 7 yards away. I think if you feel good about what you're doing offensively, you've done a great job protecting the ball all day. You haven't been plagued with balls on the ground that have been an issue all afternoon. Everybody knows that how important possession is right now.
Here's Murray. The 21, a gain of 1. Right now it would be a 39-yard attempt.
No, the reason why I ask is the defense knows you're just going to run the ball. You're not going to put it up in the air.
All right, here comes Bailey Goose.
And here he comes now.
I tell you what I am a big fan of, though, Tony, and is kicking it on 3rd down. So if anything goes wrong, if there's a bad snap or anything happens, you've still got 4th down to kick it again. So that would be the one thing that I would always do as a coach, is not wait until 4th down just in case anything goes wrong with the mechanics.
Which the Cowboys have seen in their history.
Yes, they have.
Play clock down to 3.
They don't have any.
It's the Redskins who call timeout.
Timeout Washington. That's their 2nd and final timeout.
They got lucky because you saw Tony Romo pop up, and when you call a timeout and you don't have any, you get the delay of game penalty.
So the Redskins actually saved the Cowboys penalty yardage by using their final timeout.
Well, you see Tony Romo signaling timeout, but on the sideline right there, Shanahan says it before Tony Romo. I don't know. I think that was a bad call. I don't know if they were ready with 3 seconds left on the clock. I think he would have forced that kick a little bit.
Well, you know how they do. They hold them in their pocket. You talk to the official and tell him you want to freeze the guy, and you're going to call it last second. So
here we go. The rookie Dan Bailey from the left hash, 39-yard attempt to win the game for the Cowboys. And Bailey's kick is good. The Dallas Cowboys win their 3rd consecutive game. Redskins lose 6 in a row for the first time since 1998. Cowboys win 27-24. We'll return after these messages.